guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. And we're going to do a bit of an extended recap here because it's been a while. The campaign started over in the land of Shu, where you guys visited the Weeping City. The group there cleared out the Weeping City of an infestation of demonic presences and made a deal with a dragon. Leaving one of their party members behind, they headed off to Asatoro. Once in Asatoro, you guys went back towards the Weeping City, but visited a reliquary and found the Valley of the Gods, a subterranean structure containing numerous temples to various gods. Escaping there and being put upon by the forces of Garden Soil, the Joso Zai, the Mage Slayers of Toivoa, you escaped and made your way eastward out of Asatoro, where you willingly and purposefully reincarnated the evil dragon Vagradan. Maybe
Quote,
not
unquote.
you specifically, but someone in the party did. You were not involved in this. The party retreated after getting a note. The note that was received contained the words that if Amorosi rises, Echo Rek dies. That note was left by someone, and you don't know who.
They got lucky they got away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The party took the devastation of Vagradan and made their way to Sahua, where they met up with Brennan and subsequently caused an unnatural disaster as they bombed the city with drugs, causing 9/10 of the population to be dead.
Oh, was that bad? Man,
Yes.
my kill count's really high.
No, that was technically Cecilia.
I brought the drugs on.
She's the one who hit the mysterious barrel with an axe.
Yeah,
that's
right.
I brought the bomb on, I should say.
Yeah, I don't know if that was really our fault. I mean, whoever put something that toxic on a ship like that, yeah, I don't know.
Well, so no. So the mysterious it was a confluence of unfortunate events. We were carrying a mysterious package that happened to be a bomb, but the ship also happened to be carrying a fuck ton of drugs.
Yeah.
So
As a result of that, you guys fled the scene aboard the ship called the Second Carmen, which you subsequently renamed the Amaria Rosie's Revenge.
I missed that ship.
Yeah, it was a good ship.
Yeah, I
Me
wonder
too.
what happened to it.
Yeah. You guys made your way to Nausea and then Ryport to a crab island where you destroyed a drug lab, and then to the Dragon's Horn. After that, you guys went to a library and did some research there. Leaving the library and having recovered Echo Rex after a stop at Inland Point to defeat a demon named Zokareth that we will gloss over at the moment, you guys went to Ivrix seeking more information about Emeria Rosie, the House of Flowers, and how this all intertwines with Sweet August Rose's connection to the Cervantes family, the House of Flowers' interests with the Cervantes family and Sweet August Rose, as well as a temple located in Ivrix that held teleportation circles that have led you all over the world seeking relics of Emeria Rosie. That is where we are currently finding you after a trip to the Fey Realms, where you went where the wind blows. You met up with the Queen of the Fey, Queen Titania, and have recovered 4 relics of Emeria Rosie. They are now all in your possession. And as you were about to leave the pyramid, you noticed tracks belonging to a boot that is associated with sailors from Bourbon, the home city of the Cervantes family. It had headed out into the jungle, and you were unable to locate any further trace once you left outside. You had conjectured going to the House of Hops, but had not quite left yet. As you guys are departing the museum, is there anything else you would like to do? Or, I should rephrase, what would you like to do as you guys are currently at Museum of Emery Rosie?
So, well, go ahead, still.
Are we sure that tracking this guy is even necessary? He left, and, well, there wasn't anything that he took from in there.
You can't get in here.
That too.
Oh, well, I'm not interested in tracking him. Well, maybe a little bit, but honestly, I just want to get to the House of Hops. Well, one, because they probably have information on people who've been passing by this area, because they're only, a couple miles away. They may look like drunken fools, but, well, they are, but they're also pretty observant, if you... So,
Which is sort of an oxymoron.
yeah, don't underestimate them.
Did we ever distribute our gold from the 20K that was left? Don't we all get 4,000 from that?
Yes, out of character, I don't think we have done it in character, but I already added the 4,000 to
Yeah, I was told to add 4,000.
Yeah.
Okay, I hadn't yet.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
So-
Brennan, how did those flame arrows turn out for you, by the way?
Pretty good.
Easy.
Outstanding.
Glad to hear.
Yeah, we would have died if it wasn't for Brennan. Like, he saved the entire party, basically.
Oh, let's fucking go. That's my guy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, let me actually rotate flame arrows out of my spell list.
like,
Yeah, he had one turn. I think he did almost 200 points, or he did like 200 points in one turn.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's because he's got those. He crit on one of those arrows of slaying.
Yeah.
Slaying
that would do it.
There's arrows of slaying with flame arrows and everything just stacked up.
Imagine if he had his oath bow activated at the time. God damn.
Yeah.
Ooh. Anyways,
So I've been thinking about this.
Hmm?
We just pretty much decided we were going to try and get some more information about the relics. Maybe do a legend lore. But now that I've identified all the items, I'm starting to realize that, see, I thought I was the first and only incarnation of Amarazi. And the way that these items are created is almost like a fallback plan. And I'm not the first incarnation. I think this has happened many times before. And whenever the holder of these items dies, that's when a new incarnation is created, and the items are scattered to the four winds until somebody can assemble them again. I don't think there's any way to bring Amarazi back other than to use these items as intended. I don't think there is another form of Amarazi that we're missing. I'm not the first one. I'm not going to be the last one. Go ahead.
then what did that note mean? That if Amarazi rises, Echo Rex dies. Is it
I think
metaphorical?
so the nature of these items creates. Okay, so when you attune to the items, they have a lot of use. They're very powerful.
Are the abilities of the items listed?
But if you ever activate the gold dragon, incarnation of polymorph, then I think you become Amarazi, or at least in form you become Amarazi. So the fact that when you become that Amarazi, Echo's not here. Does that make sense? Now when you hit 0 hit points, my understanding is, or when that dragon form dies, you become Echo again, and Amarazi's not here. So only one can be here at a time is, I really think, the true meaning of that script.
more than that, if the relics vanish, you're left without an eye and a heart and things of that nature.
Yeah.
True. Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. That's right. If you unattune from the heart, it actually kills you.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, having a gaping hole in your chest is pretty lethal in my experience.
There's a couple.
It's great.
There's
We
a
talked
couple of
about it.
things. There's a couple of things I
Alright,
don't
don't do
understand
that
about
again.
them. Yeah, there's a couple of things I don't understand about them. The two things I don't understand yet, which I think the only way to understand them is to actually go through the process. If when you become Amarazi, the dragon of Amarazi, I don't know if Amarazi's consciousness is here and then Echo's memories are available to him, almost like a reverse of what's happening now, whereas Echo's here, I'm here, and I have his memories and his, some of his memories and his thoughts. I think it may be something like that. Or it could be that you just have the form of Amarazi and, his spirit's not here, but Echo becomes Amarazi for a time. So that's one thing that there's no way to know until we actually try it. There's that. You don't have to attune to all 4 items or all 3 items. You can attune to one of them. So that's a thing.
Well,
There was another question I was thinking, but I can't remember what the.
well, I've been meaning to discuss that with you. Is that left eye, the one that lets you see things?
Yep. Yep.
Normally, I wouldn't ask because, but
That's why I didn't share anything about it when we first found it, because I've known this. I've sat on it for a while.
well, it's just
Am I missing
I'm
something here?
what's up?
What are we talking about with the eye?
Oh, so the relics.
I guess he hasn't seen.
Yeah, there's
posted on the-
he
Yeah,
posted it in the Discord.
Is it in the
Oh, it's in
Discord?
the-
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
yeah. Just
Discord?
scroll up
Where?
a little bit. Yeah.
You'll see 4 links, and these are
Oh.
what the artifacts
Oh,
do.
okay. Let me actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you need to read them because it's a big deal.
Okay.
She looks at Echo and she just says, so normally I wouldn't ask, but
Let me definitely read these. Hold on.
I am going to have to deal with 7 shape-changing assassins at some point. The Red Talons, well, they're a legitimate threat to my life and my interests, and being able to see them, even if they're shape-changed, would be pretty beneficial.
See. Oh, okay. I see. So true sight is the fact that it has true sight's really what's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the other things, are handy, and
Yeah.
but I don't. For example, I don't have any magic, so some of that would be wasted on me. Like the ability to improve one's magic. I don't know if it would work with my key abilities. I doubt it.
Let's see. There may be other ways to accomplish what you need to do. I don't know if we can do it without attunement. We might be able to do it without attunement.
I mean,
I'll have
I'm
to.
willing. I'm willing to sacrifice an eye if that's what it takes. But
Yeah.
One of them is. The link doesn't work for one of them.
Which one?
The both eyes and the heart work.
the
other one
horn.
was the horn. That was the one.
All right, let me go ahead and put that in chat for you. Oh, that should link to it.
I think we can accomplish what you want to do.
Page not found.
Page not found?
Yep.
Try that. Try again. Hit refresh. That should work now.
Yep. There we go. Oh, yep. There we go.
I hadn't shared it with the community.
Yeah, Rose. I think we can. I think we can work something out. I think we'll be able to do what you want to do.
I mean, yeah. There's. I mean,
it's a matter of. I think it's a matter of money and magic. We just need to make it a priority.
It's always money and magic.
Yeah, I didn't know it was something you were looking for.
Well, it's just an option. then
I think
again,
it's
yeah,
good.
it seems like splitting up these artifacts is
It's not the smartest thing to do.
yeah, they seem to feed on each other. So that being said, do you want to replace both your eyes and your heart?
See, I'm not looking at it. That's not the way I've looked at it. From the beginning, the thought was to bring Amarazi back, that he was going to be needed. Or turn into Amarazi, which originally I thought that was my goal, and then it became different, and my understanding of the situation's changed about 4 times through this adventure.
That's always how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a couple of things I'm worried about too. I'm also worried about carrying these items and then losing one of them. I think the temple
That would
here
be
is the
bad.
safest. I think the temple here is the safest place for us to spend, a couple of hours. And yeah, I think I need to go through this transformation. I think we're on a wild goose chase if we're looking to bring Amarazi back in his original form.
Okay, so do you want to attune to them or?
Yeah, but let's do it. I want to make sure everybody's on board with it because it's a pretty big deal. And
Yeah.
then I think we should do it here in the temple, close the door where we have a little bit of peace and quiet.
Will he fit in there?
Yeah. His skull is in there, so
I mean,
I'm pretty sure.
And it takes up
I'm
a
pretty
lot
sure-
of room in there, and that's just
Yeah.
their head.
well, yeah, well, I mean, there's no rush. We
Oh.
can definitely spend the night here.
I mean, how big? I mean, you guys have seen Vagardan. I'm assuming Rosie's a similar size.
Originally Amarazi was extremely large, yes, but I don't know that this transformation is going to turn into something that large. I think it's going to be like a version of a younger Amarazi.
I see.
Picture,
Maybe it'll grow
Yeah.
the bigger, the older you live.
maybe, yeah. I
Well,
don't know. There's a lot of things.
We probably don't have that much time.
No,
Well,
no,
we have
I'm-
we have plenty of time. These
let's-
tracks are a day or so old, anyways. So,
I mean, my worry was more Vagardan than the tracks.
well,
Yeah.
for a giant 5-mile long dragon who's
Bring it
incredibly
up.
evil, I actually haven't. We haven't actually seen or heard much of him other than a flyby over a couple cities he's done.
He's probably trying to gather energy from other planes and other domains and things.
I
There's
guess.
no point. There's no point running around the material plane if there's not power to be gained here.
There's a good chance that he is on a quest of his own,
Well,
which is kind of scary.
Yeah, the thing that worries me is the fact that we haven't heard anything of his doings.
Right.
He could just be waiting for his exact moment to strike, and then the world just goes away.
Let's take a short rest here. Let's spend a couple of hours, and if nobody objects, I'm going to attune to these items, and
It's
maybe we
your
can have some
choice.
answers.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
this seems as safe a spot as any.
When it replaces your heart, does your existing heart come out?
I don't think your heart comes out of your chest. I think it replaces your heart. In the fact that you can't ever unattune from the item. If you ever unattune from it, it kills you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you should be on standby still, just in case that ever happens.
That was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Do you have the resurrection spell still?
Do you have revivify?
She does.
Revivify is not going to work. Your heart's missing.
Hmm. Regeneration?
You need something like resurrection or something that can kind of piece you back together.
Resurrection, I can't do.
Okay.
Maybe
let's-
raise dead. And I don't know.
I can do revivify, or the reason why I was asking if their heart came out when they attuned to the relic was because I thought maybe I could use regenerate, but yeah.
Yeah,
So-
regenerate would probably work, and then
Flame arrow.
Well, I don't expect to die anytime soon.
Just in case.
We could all bite it tomorrow. I mean, it just depends on what we're.
I mean, let's be real. I
Into
probably
it.
will at some point, die again.
For you, it's a weekly thing.
Yeah, I wish I could be that lucky. Yeah, if you guys want to come in the temple, then I'm going to attune to these, and we'll just.
oh sure, I want to see
maybe
this.
we'll have some answers. Do what?
Yeah, I want to watch this. So yeah, she's just gonna sit down, take out the book she's been drawing in since the Temple of the Gods, flip to one of the later pages, and just start sketching Rex, meditating with the items. She's gonna document this transformation because this should be good.
Brennan, if you and Amer will come in the temple, I'll close the door. Maybe that'll make sure we don't get any surprises.
Let me walk over here.
Okay. Yeah, Brennan's very confused, but he'll go in.
So what are you confused about?
So you're.
Go ahead.
No. I'm just for role play. So you're gonna become a dragon now?
So one of two things are going to happen. I'm basically going to polymorph into a dragon when I attune to these items, or have the ability to when I attune to the items. Or I'm going to transform when I use the items. I'm going to transform into Amarazi, his consciousness, and still have the form of a dragon. I don't know which it's going to be. But yes, if these items do what the identify spell has revealed, I'll attune to them and they'll work like magic items, like any other magic items. But in addition, one of the things they will allow me to do is to transform into a gold dragon. I just don't know if I'm just going to transform into Amarazi, or if I'm going to be Echo Rex in the form of a gold dragon. It'll be something of one of those two natures, and I just don't know which. The only way to know that, I think, is to go through the process.
If
Are you
anything
gonna,
goes wrong, I'll be right here.
Yeah. How are you gonna get into taverns and stuff like that?
Well, if I understand the nature of dragons, this will transform me into an adult gold dragon, and they have the ability to polymorph into humanoid form. So even as a dragon, I would still be able to polymorph into a humanoid form, like
Okay,
like
that's
another kobold, or a.
good, because I was gonna start questioning how you were gonna get out the door.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it wouldn't
just
make.
timing,
Yeah, for the rest of our adventure, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, it
We
might
could
be
hypothetically get you drunk and then you turn into a gold dragon.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Let's just ask some questions.
Yeah, I don't have all the answers, but I think we're going to have some answers soon.
Oh, this should be good.
Do it.
Can I call you Trogdor afterwards?
Trogdor!
Give me a dragon man?
Yeah, that's a blast from the past.
Trogdor, I don't know. Trogdor?
It's from Homestar Runner.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that one.
It's that's some early aughts.
That's
Internet humor.
early memeage.
All right, Eric, I think we're going to attune to these items.
As you pull them out and are about to attune to the items, you feel a chill wash through the temple, and you hear a voice. Pardon me, do you have a moment? I'd like to discuss an opportunity.
Do we all hear this?
You all hear this.
So it's not about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Okay, well, I'll listen then.
Is it a voice that is at all familiar?
No.
Yeah, Brandon's gonna pull his bow. Get prepared.
Yeah.
What's this?
Who's there?
Echo is going to subtly cast see invisibility.
Okay. You look around. You see a lot of ghosts in here.
Oh,
A lot of various adventurers. Several angels, several demons. Everyone's just milling about the skull and observing it reverentially. None of them seems to be paying attention to you.
so I'll kind of announce, I guess in general to whoever's speaking. I'm listening to your proposal.
As you well should.
And what
Stepping
direction
out
is that coming from?
from all
Oh.
around,
Yeah.
but stepping out from the skull, you see this figure.
That's great.
Greetings,
I feel like
Echo Rex.
I feel like we've seen this guy before.
You may have. My inscription is on that wall. You see,
Oh!
I built this place. And I have a vested interest in the relics that you have in your possession. Echo Rex, you may call me Duldrin Shadowscar.
I feel like we've
It's
heard that name before.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Let me get my notes ready.
Yeah, I'm looking through mine right now.
I have a
Okay.
proposal to make for you, Echo Rex, and the rest of your party band. Brendan Thamur, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Stell Brightgrove, been quite the
What's up?
asset to your team.
Thanks?
Sweet August Rose of Bourbon, nice to finally meet you face to face. Amor Shestina, or Amarella, what are you calling yourself these days? Doesn't matter. You're still as much of a troublemaker as you were in the Fey realms. Good job.
You can get the blood taken out of you, but wait, I don't know how I was gonna go with that. Something about my soul stays the same. We'll stay with that one.
But you know better than that. You're not the same person you were even a month ago.
Well, I mean,
Are we sure?
yes, I mean he's technically right, and we all know technically right is the best kind of right.
I have no need to lie about anything I'm about to tell you. Or offer you, in this case. You see, I also have an interest in these relics that you have in your possession, Echo Rex. I have a vested interest in Emery Rosie and their presence. I will assure you that I have no interest in using the relics. They're of no use to me at all. I have a vested interest in you not using them, but rather keeping them safe and ensuring that they do not fall into the wrong hand. I would like to offer you a bit of a deal. He looks over at Stell and raises an eyebrow. Yes, I do know what that means to the Fae. Would be a binding contract between yourselves and me. And
I hate binding contracts.
I'm sure you do. After all, your one with Ron Keltris is most intriguing. Did you know that he's offering to sell your contract to the highest bidder?
That doesn't surprise me.
Be a shame if I had enough gold to purchase it, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, we see how well it's doing him right now.
Quite well, actually. Zoran's in a place of more power than he's ever desired. Interesting how dreams work. But this contract would need to be agreed upon by the 5 of you, of course. If
So-
one dissents, I would not be able to fulfill my side of the contract.
So, what is even your plan to protect them?
Oh, I simply wish for them to be unused. I would allow you to keep them in your possession. I do not need them. I do not even want them. Simply wish for them to remain unused.
Might I ask why that is?
Those are my own reasons. Let us just suffice to say they pose a threat to my current intentions. Now,
You
nothing
realize how
comes without
shady that
compensation.
sounds, right?
I do. And nothing comes without compensation. I would not ask this of you without proposing something for your own personal benefits.
Well, I'm sorry. I think the answer is going to be no.
But you haven't even heard my offer yet.
It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters what the offer is.
No,
See,
I mean,
the whole reason I started on this journey was because Amarazi's needed.
But are they?
And so
You don't even know what will happen when...
not allowing his influence at this particular moment isn't an option for me.
That's a shame.
I
What
do
if...
I do want to hear what they have to say, though.
What if you could have the influence of Emery Rosie without attuning to the relics? Gain access to their knowledge, the histories, full consciousness of the great dragon without using the relics. That would fulfill your goals, would it not?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think the knowledge and the influence is the same as having him here to fight Vagradan. And that's his purpose.
But Vagradan, but a shadow of what he once was. His body...
Amarazi is arguably the same. It's not the same Amarazi, but it's what we have left of him.
So you wish to bring back Emery Rosie in order to oppose Vagradan, the very being that you, well, not you, but a friend of yours resurrected through a ancient and obvious ritual. To correct the wrongs.
That's
That's
part.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a very
that's
large part of it.
yeah, that sounds about right.
That's what I picked up on.
I do not wish for Vagradan to exist either. He opposes my will as well. There is nothing to be gained by his continued existence. I simply proffer that having a dragon of immense power, such as Vagradan or Emery Rosie, beyond the things that we should consider. Such power must needs breed corruption. No, they say absolute power, absolute corruption.
Yeah, I know. Look at Zoran.
I know.
So
Zoran Keltris's dreams are very powerful and are corrupted currently into every nightmare that you have.
Thank God I rarely ever dream since I don't sleep.
That is handy.
Be careful, because there are ways to allow you to sleep. No desire.
And that's why I don't.
So, before all the questions came in, so just putting it on the table, what are you willing to offer for us to not use these items? Because it'd have to be something pretty substantial.
I have several things at my disposal that I believe would interest many of you. It is no secret, you have been scried upon for some time. I have been watching the relics as they have interested me for many, many years. Therefore, where they go, I watch, I observe, I track, and I investigate. But I do not collect because they were spread amongst the worlds. In their state, there was no threat, no purpose for Emery Rosie to return. Now, with your efforts to collect them, I found it prudent to do a little bit of research myself into your own needs and your own designs, and what you might each wish for in exchange for the halting of this use. For example, I mentioned the contract of Amor Shastina with Zoran Keltris. I have the capacity to purchase that contract and dispose of it, breaking it and releasing you from the contract with the Lord of Dreams. Amor Shastina, I offer you freedom.
Well, that is nice. I do appreciate freedom. Again, it is an all or nothing situation. What you need not convince me right now, but Echo Rex.
I understand. Echo, I have the combined diaries of Amaria Rosie. I know the location of their lair. I know where their wealth is. I know where the great tower fell to the bottom of the sea. I am willing to share that information with you and grant you access to all the magical artifacts within.
You see Amor's like twitching, like you can tell that he is like being like his willpower is at its peak right now. And it's very obvious, like he so much so that he cannot even hide it. But he is still technically a neutral character, so he's trying very, very hard to be a good boy right now.
Sweet August Rose.
Yeah, it goes. Yeah, so
Good.
Amarazi's wealth was legendary. Supposedly there were rivers of gold that fell from his lair, from the mountain that he called his lair. So yeah, it's a pretty impressive hoard, I'm sure.
Sweet August Rose.
Mm-hmm.
I have in my possession the very blade that slew your father and your mother.
My mother?
You didn't think she actually died in childbirth, did you? Or even by natural causes? No. Poisoned blade struck her down. She died later. I have the capacity, with this sword, to grant you the ability to resurrect them from the dead.
So, you have the blade of the whoever was using who murdered
still stained with their blood.
So I'm assuming it was one of the red daggers.
The red talon.
I'm sorry, I was confusing it with Culture's group. I'm sorry, the red talons.
I have the blade of Leiroth. I'll put that name in chat for you.
She's not that interested. She's just digging for more info.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I gotta take notes.
He was not sleeping in the skull. There's no sign of where he came from.
Yeah, because she was curious because like, where did he come from? Was he there the whole time? Yeah, there's like a little camp in there with a little fireplace and some tea or something. We just never noticed. She looks at him and because she actually is pretty surprised because yeah, the mom thing kind of took her by surprise. So Laroth murdered my mother, and then 30 years later, he killed my father. And at some point between then and now, you got in possession of his blade, and his blade also resurrects the dead.
No. The blade does not resurrect the dead. I have the capacity to provide you with the scroll of true resurrection. You may copy it or provide it to someone who has the capacity to cast such a spell. Resurrect your mother and father from the blood of the blade. Could be a family. August Rose.
Yeah, she's gonna put her hands behind her back, and she's gonna walk over to the corner and think about it. But yeah, she's thinking.
Okay. Stell Brightgrove. I have the capacity to provide you with a place to call home. I have powerful friends in the Fey realms and the material plane. All you would need to do is agree. I will set aside 3 square miles that are under your supreme control. Do whatever you wish. Form your own druid circle. Become master of your own grove. Rule.
That is sort of a big deal.
Brennan
Cheers.
Thamur.
I'm just gonna look over at Echo and just contemplate.
Brennan Thamur. I know that you do not seek much. There is not much I can do to restore things like the village that you grew up in, where your family was slain. Can do. Provide you with the name of the individuals who did such a thing, that you may avenge them.
Yeah, he's already got his bow aiming at him. You just see him clench back with his few fingers and kind of slant his eyes. Tells the group, "This is a trickster. He doesn't mean any of this. We know what we need to do."
I am being perfectly forthright and honest.
I believe he'll hold up his end of the deal. But it's just a matter of, is it worth risking the whole world for it?
The world is not at risk. I will work with you to defeat Vagradan as part of the deal. Gain access to all of my resources, which include contacts, wealth, powerful items, etc., etc. All for the small cost of not tuning to the items. I don't think that's too much to ask. Do you?
So if we don't accept your offer, do you plan to take them by force?
I have no desire to even have them. I will not take them even if they were offered to me. They are not for me. They are not for anyone to possess. There will be no fight. Fighting is so pointless. After all that would happen is that you would get hurt and cause me some minor inconvenience. It's simply an opportunity for me to get what I want in exchange for getting what you want. I believe that's an amicable deal, don't you?
This is amicably too good to be true.
Why is it too good? I have great powers that you have, I'm sure, estimated because I have been aware of the presence of the runes. Even now, I project my essence across the material plane into your presence. I am not here. I simply am speaking through an image.
We've dealt with images. So if you have all this power, why don't you use it to do something about this? You say you don't want it, but you can go through dimensions. Why don't you just spin these to another dimension or spread them out again? I don't believe anything you're saying. I think you're trying to play on our sympathies. You're trying to play on my family, and I'm ready to shoot you.
I don't think shooting it would do anything. It's an image.
Loose your arrow. Unleash
Thank
your
you,
wrath
everybody.
upon me.
I don't
He's
want to bring
looking
up
at
the
Echo
thing.
Rex.
So is there an invisible sensor in the room?
You look around for an invisible sensor, and there are several invisible sensors in the room.
Okay.
I don't think they all belong to this guy either. Shh.
They
damn.
don't all belong to this
That's what
guy.
That's what I'm trying to figure out is what belongs to this guy.
There's one currently floating over near Sweet August Rose. There's one hanging out over near Aimer. There's two around you. And there's one next to the projection of this guy.
That's probably his.
Yeah.
God.
So I'm going to dispel magic on this sensor.
On which one?
The one that's over next to this guy.
Okay. As you cast the dispel magic on it, I believe
I'm going to cast it at the 5th level.
5th level? Awesome. So, as he sees you cast it, he goes, think about my offer. And he winks out.
So guys, I don't know if there's a whole lot he offered us. I don't know, except for Rose. I don't know if there's a whole lot he offered us that we can't do for ourselves.
That's true.
To be honest, I thought he was going to offer me something like knowledge, but
He probably could if you asked.
the thing I want most is something I have to earn. I don't think
believe I'm in a similar case.
but what he offered was tempting.
If I would have had a different vibe, if he would have come across as, like Brennan said, just somebody that could be trusted, and I don't know, I didn't get the right vibe from this guy.
Yeah. Certainly shady.
Promising all of you everything that you want. So the question is then why?
That's never good, right?
Yeah. Who are you making a deal with? What are the repercussions and why?
We probably don't deserve everything we want.
Just because he says it doesn't mean you can get it either.
Fake contracts are pretty binding, but
Yeah.
at the same time, they're interesting how they can be manipulated. Because with mine as well, I'm not even sure the validity of my contract anymore, considering I'm not the same person who signed it to begin with.
Yeah.
But then again, fake contracts are weird. You never truly know until, it's.
I mean,
Until somebody exercises the hidden clause, right?
Yes.
Well, no, I've been saying it since I've met you guys. The best way to lie is to tell the truth.
Yeah.
I've never heard you say that.
Well,
I've heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't had to since we were in Nausha. Yeah, there was a whole thing. I was playing coy with the group. Cecilia was going crazy trying to figure out who I really was. It was a grand old time until she blabbed about my existence to the entire world and probably set Cervantes chasing after me ever since then. So
that might have been my bad.
But yeah, no, the best way to lie is to tell the truth, and remember that still.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also remember, when people you're hanging out with have an existential crisis on the hood of a ship, remember everything they say.
Noted? So long as you do the same?
Well, he does. But anyways, it's just. Are you still going to try out the artifacts? I mean, I don't think he said anything about the instant you use them once, everything becomes null and void.
Well, again,
No,
the moment he
I
uses
think
them,
it does.
I think it
Yeah.
does.
It's not easy to give them back. You know.
How are you gonna do it?
Who hasn't ripped the heart out of somebody once before?
Oh, he should not be there.
Me?
Thank you.
I mean, I wasn't able to put them back together afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm thinking, if we really just Echo.
Yeah.
Do you want to use these items just for yourself, or is it just out of necessity to beat Vagarden?
Yeah, I think it's a little of both. You know, I'm sure. I mean, I've told everybody the story. I'm not sure if you've heard the story, but yeah, from the moment I hatched from an egg, I've always had these memories in my head of someone else, and it turned out to be Amarazi. And it gave me delusions of being the reincarnation of a dragon. Caused me a lot of trouble in my tribe of kobolds. Pretty much was exiled. If I wasn't a little bit special, they probably would have just killed me to be done with it. But they weren't sure that was the right. They were worried about curses and things like that. So for the last 12 years, I mean, that's been my purpose, was to find out everything I could about Amarazi, what these thoughts and memories were about. And now I have a pretty good idea. So yeah, Vagardan is here, and I really believe Amarazi is the only one that can stop him. And I think this is the only way to bring him back, at least some semblance of him. This is the only way to bring him back.
I thought it was that sword we needed technically to take down Vagardan.
Sword. There was a sword, but I don't think that was mentioned as. It was a powerful sword, but I don't think you had to have it to take down Vagardan.
I think
I
we
do
needed
remember.
that's the hero who took down Vagardan. Amarazi died. The hero who actually took Vagardan down had the sword that's probably still in that shithole. I mean, Cecilia's homeland, the shithole.
Oh right,
I do remember this.
Yeah.
I do remember the sword. I have to go back and look.
So we are going to need to go there and take care of that place.
By Cecilia's homeland, do you mean like their original homeland, or do you mean whatever the death dimension is?
No, the original.
Yeah,
Garden soil.
Garden soil.
That one, okay.
It's I suppose you're not from Shu, right? So no, it's like a. I best you could say is it's a giant cult, that hunts mages, spreads a false belief in Imkel about him being the only god, and all sorts of other.
Yeah, no, I've heard that over
Yeah.
time.
I've been thinking of really cool lines to say when we show up there, when we meet Lady Frost again. So I'm ready this time.
But Gerald threw her down that endless pit. There's no way she could be alive.
She laughed the whole time.
Unless they learned how to fly
I'm just.
or teleport.
She laughed the whole time.
I was being sarcastic. There's no way she could die from that.
I mean, she probably
Who dies from falling?
don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, like actually, who dies from falling?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, you didn't die from falling necessarily. You died
Yeah, it
from
was-
being stabbed by a tree.
Yeah,
Falling.
Yeah, his intestines were everywhere.
yeah. He got turned into a kebab by a pine tree.
You didn't fall from. You didn't die from
You guys
falling.
didn't see that.
You died from landing.
I mean, that's usually how you die from falling. To be fair.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm not
So-
saying every time, but most of the time.
A giant Aimer kebab.
Let's not keep talking about this.
It's a delicacy in some countries.
Uh,
There's Zoran Culture streams about it every night.
anyway,
So
Echo,
yeah,
what I was thinking,
Hmm?
that man said he would offer full-fledged support in our, journey to defeat Vagradan. So I was wondering maybe it could be discussed, like, okay, they'll only be used if absolutely necessary if we get your support in this. And if we do need to use them, then you can call off all the rewards you gave us and all that. I think that's probably a good way to go about it.
I don't think he's gonna let us get away with something like that.
Worst thing we could do is ask.
yeah. I think he wants to keep them in his possession.
No, he
Oh,
said,
No, he
he's-
said we can
uh,
keep them.
yeah, he
he
said we
said
can
we-
keep them
We
as
just can't.
well.
Yeah, we just can't use them. Is what he doesn't
Can't
want us
use
to
them.
use.
I see.
Yeah, so he
Yeah,
doesn't
so
want.
that's why I'm asking. Maybe we
We-
could say we'll only use them if absolutely necessary, if the support you're giving us turns out to not be enough somehow. Or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Brennan, what do you think?
If that were an option that they would offer us, would you be okay with that?
I
Usually
don't
things don't quite work like that.
You know,
What?
still, so I just don't. I get the feeling, for whatever reason, from this person that he's just not operating in our best interest. And regardless of what he offers us or what clauses he puts in, our deal or our contract, I just don't think he's working in our best interest, And so I don't think I can go along with anything remotely similar to what he was interested in doing.
All right then.
If if it was someone like Judith, maybe that would be different.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I completely
yeah,
agree. I just wanted to see how you would feel about doing something like that.
yeah.
If you're still uncomfortable with it, that's fine.
No
What do you
matter
think,
how-
Brennan?
I don't know. I've fulfilled many contracts, and I've squandered many too. I'm drunk and not fulfilling them, but problem that I see with this beyond just the promising of everything that you'd ever want is that you don't know what his interests are, and he can say it's just because he doesn't want them to be used because of power or this or that, but the problem with contracts is that this can never be fulfilled. This is forever, and that our interest at some point might no longer be his. It might become a conflict.
Yeah.
Well, I know how contracts can turn out.
So, unless you guys object, I think we're going to end up every other day. We're going to have somebody come to us wanting to offer us something or wanting to take them, unless we go ahead and use them. They're going to be a temptation for everybody we run into, and people we don't even know or met, or people we don't even know are watching us. I think as soon as we walk out of this place, we're going to have to look over our shoulders every minute of every day.
Some of us already do that.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Hmm.
We've kind of lived that way for a while, haven't we?
I've been living that life ever since I left the Feywild.
So, okay. My intention is to attune to them, and you guys are the only ones that can convince me not to.
Here's how it is, Echo. This has been your story, your life. You guys have followed me around doing all the dumb things that I do, and you've let me get away with destroying the population of a town, worshiping a blood god, and as tempted as I am about all of the treasure Amarazi had left, the contract thing, I'm gonna worry about that another time. It didn't really quite enthuse me, because I still gotta figure that one out. It's not my decision to make.
Oh. Can we let's think about it. Can you just give me a night to think about it? I mean, there's no need to answer him right now, is there?
I don't know that he's coming back. I mean, he might, but I don't know if he's coming back or not.
If he so badly wants them to not be used, I'm pretty sure he'll have a way to just project at any given opportunity.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't have a problem with. You guys want to stay here for a night? Is that what you want to do?
Sure. I mean, I just found out that my mother didn't die giving birth to me, so that was certainly something new. Yeah, she pulls out she fishes with a chain around her neck and pulls out her old signet ring. I would like to think about it, yes.
Remember, it's an all or nothing thing. So you can think about it, but you're gonna do a lot of convincing, probably.
Well,
Let's
like I
take
said,
let's take a day. Let's spend the night here. I think we're relatively safe here. Let's spend the night here. And yeah, and we'll just talk about it again tomorrow.
There's still ghosts and demons milling about.
So I'm going to that's a good question, because I think I know what's going on here, but I'm not sure. So Eric, I'm going to look around at some of these ghosts.
Sure.
Do I see anything common about them? My initial thought is that these are, or maybe some of them, are many incarnations of. They are the previous people that came before Echo. They are the previous incarnations of Amarazi. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm looking for a commonality about them, or something that may,
As you look
support that or
across
not.
them, as you look across the ghosts and walk around and examine the various individuals here, they seem to have clumped up into groups of 2s, 3s, 4s, small little cliques that are all dressed similarly to each other. So over to the side, there are 2 people, one dragonborn and one elf, that are talking to each other. In another corner, there's 4 people, very well equipped with swords and rope. One of them has a long silver whip. In the far corner, there's 12 people, all collectively playing cards. It's weird. What you're looking at is different adventuring parties.
It's interesting.
The angels and demons walk among them, unobserved by the ghosts, paying attention and acting as jailers to these spirits.
Such a weird place for that to be happening.
You're the only one who sees it too, so it's not like any of us can really.
I mean, so Cecilia and I bought like 12 of these scrolls. I can actually give you guys see invisibility too. Let me see how many I have. I've got 4 left. So probably Aimer and Rose. Let me look at something real quick just to be sure. don't think it's concentration.
See invisibility?
Is not concentration. So I'm going to cast it on. I'm going to spend 2 scrolls and cast it on Aimer and Rose.
Okay.
They may see something that I'm not seeing, especially Aimer. And that will leave me 2 scrolls left for later.
You guys look around at the various people in the room. It's a group of adventurers. Their gear is from different time frames, though. A couple of them appear to have died in the past 100 years, while another group over there looks like ancient, 2000, maybe 3.
What? I would like to roll to see if they look like they have equipment meant to try to get into this temple.
Sure. You don't need to roll that. You look at them and you can see that they do have access gear, high floor gear you would use for cat burglaries. Each of the groups has an infiltrator of some kind.
So I'm seeing myself, is what you're trying to tell me.
You see not necessarily yourself, but
Yes,
people who you would mingle in the same circles as you.
Huh. It looks like
Each of the groups has one of those.
this is interesting, Echo. I would take a wager looking at these groups as they were treasure hunters trying to get in here. And they were, I don't know if they were divinely punished or died doing it, but it seems like they're paying
They're paying for it.
For eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the ghosts. What are those glowing balls of light?
I believe those are scrying sensors as well. So is that right, Eric?
Yep.
And how many are there?
There are currently 4. There's one next to Sudux Rose, 2 next to Aimer, and 1 next to you.
She just sighs.
Yeah, no, it's like my least favorite thing in the world.
Well, yeah, Cecilia isn't around to cast that non-detection spell on me anymore.
I'm apparently very popular. In case you weren't curious, you're curious.
We all are very popular.
I don't see you having 2 people scry on you.
Well, if they're scrying on you, they're scrying on me. It's the same thing.
When someone's scrying on you, you're not supposed to see it.
Aimer also looks at both of the sensors and starts just making faces at them.
Yeah, Rose will walk away from the one that was hovering near her, and she'll cast silence on it.
It follows.
Wait, they can move?
Yeah, they can move. They can see the same perception as the viewer. So if they have devil sight, if the viewer has devil sight, the sensor does.
No, I cast silence, so it can't hear anything.
Yeah, so
Right.
you can, I think most of the time, I think the way they work is you can see or hear. I don't think you can do both. Maybe you can, but I don't think you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's either listening or watching. It's usually can't do both. Okay, so we'll spend the night here. Hopefully this will be the last night we ever have to spend here.
I mean, I won't lie, I've kind of grown accustomed to this place.
Yeah, but all of a sudden it got really creepy. So I mean, I kind of like it too. It's been a great place up until today.
It's always been really creepy. What are you talking about? There's a giant skull that just sits there and stares into your soul.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I always thought the skull was comforting for some reason, though.
I mean, it's your skull. Of course you feel it. Yeah.
I don't know. That would, I think, feel worse.
Honestly, if anything, I would say that it looks kind of cozy in there.
Don't be wrong, it is cozy in there, but like when it's staring at you,
Yeah, just put some cushions in there, maybe like a nice little campfire. Just saying, it's kind of nice, but yeah, but I understand, Echo. Like even if all of you disagree, and I say want to take the man's deal, like I understand, like it's not going to happen, but I still would like to consider the matter.
Sure. So let's take a long rest. And in the process, Eric, I'm going to try
Yes,
and
sir.
enchant my enchanting tools again.
Okay.
I think we were going to do,
Enchanting.
we were going to try and do a +3 on those, right?
Right. Correct.
what? Yeah,
That's what
it's got,
it was.
go ask your brother, Rose. See what he has to say. Maybe he'll actually say something useful for once.
Oh, that's interesting. She does have access to her brother.
Well, yeah, he's been listening the whole time.
Hey, he's creepy like that.
It's not creepy. He's just watching over my shoulder, literally. She says as she points to the hilt that's on her back.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy to watch your sister like that. I was gonna say.
I don't think
No.
he has a choice.
No,
Lord.
that's just the kind of guy he was. He's always looking out for people. He was a great guy.
I'm going to cast enhance abilities on myself.
Sure.
I'm running low on those. Just need to start putting them to good use. And what was the target?
I believe we said it was a DC 32.
32.
Sounds about right.
All right.
Ooh.
Grief. Okay, I'm going to use a sorcery point, and
Okay. Gonna re-roll it.
it's an 11. I mean, all I need is like a 15. So, and this is going to be like, yeah, it's going to be like 6 rolls. There we go.
There you go. All right.
All right.
So go ahead and add a +3 to your enchanting tool.
Okay. So, Brennan, let's look at your sword.
Right.
There's some risk involved, but the proc on your sword to sever someone from their anchor in time is a critical strike. I think we can make it easier for you to obtain a critical strike, and so I want to try and add that ability to the sword. Let me take a look at it and examine it and see if it's possible. And if you're not opposed to it, I want to try and, in D&D terms, I want to try and make it crit on a 19 or 20. So add a plus to the strike, to the critical.
Right. Well, should be. Moment.
Sure. I'm not in a hurry. I want to get it right.
Yeah, me too. All right. Hey, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
All
Yeah. 19 or 20 is a huge deal.
Oh, I'm not saying it isn't.
All right. So this is the short sword of the temporal rock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad it's not my sword. So I'm going with her.
So you want to increase the chance of a critical strike with this weapon. Already got a +1 to AC, a +2 to attack and damage, and the advantage on ability checks and saving throws to avoid the grappled condition. So already it has 4 effects on it. All right, you want to try to add an additional one to that? I'm going to set it as a... Gosh.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. We're going to have to set that at like a 40.
What about
let me do some magic math here. Oh, what were you going to say?
Yeah, and say we can totally do that, but I mean, can you do that with other weapons as well?
I can. Yeah, I can. But so I can do that with other weapons as well. But this one, you'll get such a benefit out of it. That's why I wanted to try try it with this one.
I'm only thinking about the impact that crit had on the dragon.
You were to enchant something else, for example, Snakebite, for example, it would be significantly easier.
Yeah. I would need a 19 on the die.
Unless you can get some buffs from somewhere else.
Yeah, I had to get some extra buffs. So I'd have to do that. Bardic. I'd have to have like a Bardic and some other stuff to make that happen. The bow. So let's take a look at the bow and see if he can crit on a 19 or 20 with the bow.
Okay,
what's
with that one, it would be a DC 30.
DC 30. Oh, we know I can do that. Okay.
Yep.
If I roll.
Yep. And what essences would you be using to do this?
I have. Let me go through my inventory.
It's got to be something pretty powerful.
I've got some good ones. I haven't used all the good ones yet.
Keep getting more because you guys keep fighting really powerful things.
Yeah. Let me find out where
don't we know it? Yeah.
Inventory, other possessions. Here we go.
Okay.
I have 1 infant kraken essence left, and I have 2 Alhoun essences left.
Okay. It would take both of the Alhoun essences to do this.
Okay. I'll spend those. I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. All right. For the attempt.
It's that time of year.
Then, yeah. I'm going to cast enhance abilities on myself again.
All right.
That's the last one I have.
Thank you.
They also had like a vanilla spice.
And
one
then
that I almost.
Here we go.
But I figured you would want the basic bitch.
Yeah, I just want
This should be
no
with
matter what kind of eggnog it
3.
was. It could have been like, milk from the armpits of 100 virgins. I mean that.
What was that, Amer?
Hold on.
So that's a
I think he
28.
was talking-
So I'm going
Yeah.
to use a sorcery point and re-roll that.
Okay. There's a
31
31.
plus 3. Yeah.
So I need to go in and I need to create a new version of Snakebite. So give me a couple moments here.
And to describe that, my girlfriend was talking about. I asked for eggnog, went to the store, and she was talking like they had this like vanilla. I'm like, I just wanted eggnog. I don't care what kind of eggnog and what it was made of. I just wanted eggnog.
There was something about the armpits of 1,000 virgins.
Yeah, so it was like I like
It wasn't the first time you said that.
I like absurd things, and so like I was looking for something absolutely absurd.
Yeah, that's pretty out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's up there.
There you go, Brendan.
Not
That'll
sure
come
that
in handy.
Yeah.
It will come in handy.
And I wanted to do it on the sword, but you're right. You use the bow more than you do the sword, so you'll get more use out of it.
Yeah, we need to be tactical about that sword because it's very powerful, but I don't know. There'll be certain times where we'll want to try it.
I think that is your get out of my face weapon. Hey, I'm shooting you with the bow, and then you run up on me, and it's like, okay, get out of my face.
What would the DC be to add that to my sword?
It's impossible.
I kind of figured that. I had to ask
It
this.
can't be impossible.
A 75.
So wow. I don't even know what his sword does. What does his sword do?
It does a lot of
It's-
stuff.
No,
It is a finesse two-handed weapon.
Also +3. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
also +3 and also versatile and heavy. It's just I had to ask because it was dumb and I knew it'd never be allowed. But like,
Doesn't
you know what I
even
mean?
count.
Like you have to say it if the topic's coming there.
It's a finesse two-handed weapon that's heavy. It's
a finesse two-handed weapon that's versatile as well.
yeah.
That's Spaceballs
that's
quote.
cool.
Doesn't even-
Yeah, it's awesome, and I don't want anything on it. I don't want any perks, but I just had to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
I don't have the mansion's not available. We've used all the charges and we haven't been recharging it. So
Yeah, let it recharge. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, is that all your crafting stuff?
Yeah, that's all I had planned. Now, if somebody wants me to try something else for them, I can try it.
Oh. Too bad you couldn't
I-
get any essences from those purple worms, but
yeah, we need to collect some essences. You know, some bardic inspiration would help, but yeah, enhance abilities. I have one left, I think. No, or no, I just used the last one. But
oh,
I can do simple stuff right now. But if we want big stuff, we probably ought to wait till the next time we go to town.
well, there's always more time.
What when you get essence, what do you need? Do you need like
So,
flesh or scale or bone or
so I've got a device that kind of pulls out the essence of a creature, and so if it is if it's a venomous snake, then it pulls out that kind of thing that makes a venomous snake venomous, and so you can add those characteristics when doing enchanting. It's a magical essence that you're pulling from creatures. You're not pulling their soul from them, but that's probably the closest analogy I can think of.
probably no essence in that giant skull, huh?
Yeah, so I think it has to be a fresh kill,
Yeah.
and then it can't. I can't do like humanoid creatures. It really has to be a monstrosity, a monster, a beast, something like that. But that's kind of what fuels you pull the magical essence from these creatures, and then that's what fuels your enchanting when you decide to do something later on.
All right.
Anybody else have
Refresh your
something they
character.
want to do tonight?
Well, I just like I said, I need to think, but
Brendan,
don't
if you
need.
refresh your character sheet, I've replaced Snakebite with a new Snakebite, and I've set up your sharpshooter shot for it.
Cool. All right.
Just double check that it's there.
Rose, you want to stand watch? I don't think Amer can go to sleep either, right? He doesn't sleep, does he?
No, I trance.
Yeah.
It's one of my defenses.
Well, I'm like I can't stand watch because, like I said, I need to think about this. She is gonna go sit in the corner.
Yeah.
And she is going to cast darkness around herself because I'm assuming the sea invisibility is still on and she can still see that scry sensor following her.
Yep.
Yeah, she's gonna cast darkness on herself, just in the corner, and she's gonna ask Valerian. She's gonna ask him, "Did you hear all that?
Yep. Yeah,
Did
I
you
did.
did you know about Mom?"
Yeah. I had suspicion anyway. Not really knew for sure. You know, you might really consider. I mean, maybe we should just let them lie.
Well,
Your friends have good instincts. They really do. This guy seems kind of shady, like really shady.
well, I don't think I should follow up on his offer, but
What are you considering?
considering what I want,
What do you want?
well, the thing I want most is something no one can offer. That's just something I have to earn on my own.
What's that? You tell me, sis.
Enlightenment. Just to be free of all chains. Complete and total perfection of the self.
What does that mean to you?
Like I said,
Just freedom?
an existence free of all chains, all burdens.
So, you just want to not have any burdens at all? Like, no hungry, no thirsty, just
Well,
existing?
until I accomplish that, nothing else can be done.
Oh. But how do you get there?
That is a very, very long answer. I'm
Even
making
though?
good. Yes, I know. I'm making good headway, I think, but the part of that is letting go of your attachments.
Yeah, about that. It seemed to me that Stell was pretty tempted by that offer.
Oh, what about the druid circle? I honestly, he mentioned that after he hit me with that thing about mom. I actually wasn't listening to what he offered, Stell.
He offered her her own grove and a place for herself to become an archdruid.
Hmm.
She actually seems to be considering it.
Well, like
And I
like you
mean,
said, yeah.
Amer's looking for freedom, and if this guy can dispose of his contract, that's kind of a big thing. Brennan's looking for vengeance, at least according to this guy. I mean, they're pretty tempting things. What if the party turns against each other? I want to watch your back, sis. I know you like them, and I know you trust them, but you've trusted people before. Now our family's dead.
Hmm.
Just saying, be careful. Not saying do anything about it. Just watch your back.
That's a fair point, but yeah, it's just I need to think about because obviously I'm gonna say no to what he offered, but the point
Of
is,
course.
why do I have to think about why I want what I want.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll just sit in the corner here and brood.
Oh, it's not brooding, it's meditating.
Well, maybe for you. I can sing for you.
No, it's all right. It's,
You
yeah,
sure? Been
yeah.
practicing.
You're not Valentina. You
Oh,
can't sing. I I didn't want to be the one to break it to you.
that's cold.
It's the truth. But yeah.
That's why she. Maybe that's
Oh,
why that girl kicked me to the curb. Oh well.
Uh,
Maybe I can figure out a way to do some whittling.
you know, I. Well, you know what? She's gonna pull him out of the sheath, and let the sword dance. Float.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, and she doesn't have anything to whittle. Let's see. Let me see if I can go through my inventory. He's also a sword, not a knife. So good luck doing it.
Yeah, he's gonna be real bad at this. Just saying.
uh, uh,
But you're trying to placate your brother, the
yeah.
flying sword.
He's bored. I understand. Oh, I have a spare dragon tooth. You know what? It's only like the size of my hand, but good luck with that.
Over the next hour, you will have to release him multiple times as he ruins and destroys your dragon tooth.
It's whatever. I have plenty more. But yeah, she's gonna let him work on that while she sits in the corner and she pulls out the figurines she has of her siblings.
Yeah.
She's pulling out the figurines she's made of the people she's adventured with since she started. She has one of Gerald, Echo, Amer, Cecilia, Brennan, Kato, Stell. Stell's is life-sized. But
so good.
yeah, she's sitting there in the corner and she's putting all these items in a ring around her and she's just meditating there, looking at these items and just thinking about what she's accomplished and what she wants.
Okay.
Okay. Should I do another wisdom roll or?
Yes, please.
All right,
Wisdom check.
Is it check or okay? So it's this one. Okay. Yeah, not bad.
Okay. Well, with a 20, you feel wiser. You feel like, okay, getting to understand that
Well-
some of the things that you've come through build you into who you are.
So, I want to, this is gonna take several hours, so I'm gonna wait till the end of the long rest, because I actually have something planned for how this,
Sure.
because she has a diamond soul now. I figure that should actually mean something.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to go ahead and check on the other people in the
Mhm.
party. Echo Rex disappears somewhere in the room.
No.
That's pretty typical. Should not surprise you guys all that much.
He is small. He can get into small spaces.
Stell Bright Grove,
Hello.
what would you be doing during this long rest before you fall asleep?
Uh, that's a good question. Uh, Echo has the relics on him, right?
The belt?
What?
The belt.
The
Has
relics, I said.
Oh, the relics. Yes, yes.
the artifacts, yeah.
Okay. Uh, hmm.
And you would probably know he's been keeping them in the haversack.
Okay. I guess she's probably just gonna be kind of just studying the skull.
Okay.
Just kind of thinking about like Emirosi and all that, and thinking about what's to come, Vagardan, all that. What exactly is going to go down? What if she's even gonna have a part in it, or if it's just gonna be all Emirosi getting things done? Just waiting to see how things go.
Okay. As you look at the skull, can I get an investigation check?
All right. My investigation of 1. Go.
Oh
Dang.
no. It's a very big skull. Very big. You can easily fly through one eye to the other. It's enormous. How could something this big get out of a place like this? Or for that matter, into? Children's Shadow Scar mentioned that he built this place. I wonder if that has anything to do with the situation you're in.
She's actually gonna check the back of the skull.
Okay.
Is there any bone attached to the back of it where the neck would be?
No, there is no neck attached to this. It is simply the skull itself. The occipital bone, which is the bone at the back of your skull where the spine normally would attach, is clean cut there. As if severed. That answer what you were asking?
I wish I had legend lore right now. Oh, I so wish I was so wish
Yeah,
we do legend lore. Oh, that'd
We
be
all
so
wish you had
good right
legend
now.
lore.
Do none of us have it? Like, actually, none of us have access to it.
No.
That
You're
is
it.
sick and twisted.
Yep.
For the record, it's one of my favorite spells as a GM.
It's one of my favorite spells as a player.
Good.
I love legend lore.
Then wait, you can't. I don't even know the druid spell list. Is it on there? I don't even know.
Nope, it's
Nope.
not. I have divination, but that's very different.
Maybe you can find someone who can cast it.
Nah. Magic's for nerds. Just punch things to death. That's all you need to do in this game.
Hey. Before we, go on with anything, I kind of want to see if we could stop by a town real quick. I want to see if we can purchase a certain scroll.
Well,
I want to legend lore the guy we found.
I mean, is Legend Lore a spell you can cast in general?
She shakes her head.
Then I don't think you'd be able to cast it off a scroll.
Oh, that's not how those work?
No, you need to be able to actually be able to cast the spell.
Oh.
I could theoretically do it.
You can?
Well, I couldn't guarantee it would work. Translation. I would have to roll I have a 50-50 chance of it working.
Would it consume the scroll either way?
Yes.
Yep.
How long until we can call Cicelato again?
Oh, that is dope. If you can cast scrolls outside your school, that is the bomb.
It's a wizard spell.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Oh, so
It technically would be on Amer's spell list if I could cast fifth level spells. So
Yeah,
I can.
he's a baby wizard.
Yeah. That's what I can taste on myself.
so in the morning, 5 days will have passed. So in about 3 days.
3 days. Hmm. I do want to look more into that guy. Because I feel like something is obviously up with him. But
She looks back at the skull.
feels like it's somehow more than we're expecting. I mean, just think about it. What is that doing here? If he apparently built this place, how did he get that through the door? Or, I guess, well, maybe he built this place around it? But then where did he put the rest of the body?
You ask a lot of questions I don't have answers to.
Exactly! That's why I want to look into him. I say we try and get one of those scrolls and see if Amer could cast it.
Okay.
It's worth a shot. Worst thing that happens is we lose money.
If we can find someone who has the scroll for sale.
Yeah, that is already an issue.
Just so you're aware. Actually, it's not that terribly expensive for the spell scroll. So
Yeah. So, first thing in the morning?
yeah, I can walk over to the drunks and ask them.
Or maybe they just know someone who can cast it, for all we know.
Oh God! Oh, cat just used the litter box. Oh, it smells so bad. Oh, sweet merciful Buddha. Oh God. Yeah, we can definitely walk over there. Oh. I don't think you understand. Like, he's had an upset stomach lately, and
All right.
I don't know
While
why I
this
find
is-
that so funny. Go
Because it's Amer and it's happening to Amer of all people. Brennan, what are you doing this long rest? Sick moves? Or what are we doing?
No, we're gonna do some character stuff.
Okay.
So, let's see, Brennan would be kind of on the ground, slouched over with hood on, kind of drifting in and out of sleep. You know, he's not asleep yet,
Right.
and kind of going in and out of some dreams, and he has some flashes of memories, and make him feel very warm. They're like warm memories, and you can visibly see, you know, he's comfortable and in these memories in this dream, kind of fever dreaming and out of sleep. He sees his mother and father near a small house, and the sun is shining on him, and the sun is really warm. And son, the scene's gonna get to his mother, and it's only his mother then, but he's getting some things prepared for breakfast, and it's also very warm from all the cooking in the small house. And then the warmth turns to searing heat, and all he sees is battle, and the dragons he's killed and those that almost killed him, and just flame and carnage. It culminates to the last encounter, watching his friends and new family in the crossfire of dragon's breath on that bridge, dying again in front of him. And that final shot that slayed the second dragon. He comes to, he wakes up, and he probably startles a bit, and he's ice cold, and looks around the room, visibly rubbing himself in his arms to get warm again. He puts his hood back over his face to sleep. He kind of slunches over, reminiscent of a drunk getting comfortable in an alley outside, making his bed on the ground.
Okay. All right. Echo, you're tired and invisible. Aimer, what are you doing this evening? Anything special?
I'm not doing anything special. He's kind of pondering. He's kind of pondering what he was told because he doesn't entirely believe it because of the fact he was remade, and he's kind of talking to himself a little bit how he feels that guy was quite the good salesman, and how had quite a bit of a pitch, but still doesn't quite understand what he's getting, what other guy's getting out of it. And so that's the big thing there is you can offer the world, you can give a man everything he wants, but if you don't tell him why you're doing it, it's never truly the same. So he's kind of sitting on top of the skull, like basically on where Amarazi's snoot would have been, like right here. He's just kind of sitting up there with his knees against his chest, and he's just pondering.
Okay.
He doesn't really. After he was reborn, he doesn't really dwell in the past much anymore, so he's not really thinking about that as much as he is curious of the future.
Gotcha. Okay. So, as the party seems to be self-reflective tonight, August Rose, we're going to return to you.
Mm-hmm.
What does this enlightenment look like?
Well, so as she's meditating, I imagine several hours pass as she's sitting here thinking, and suddenly there is a chime-like sound that echoes throughout the inside of the temple, and Rose just starts laughing. You hear, I imagine at this point, the darkness around her, it only lasts 10 minutes. It's probably
long gone.
Yeah. Is the sensor still there, by the way?
It is not.
Was it? Okay, it finally vanished. But yeah, she just starts laughing like a maniac. She's like a great big belly laughter. She's laughing as tears are streaming down her face as she just comes to a sudden realization. Oh my goodness.
Your laughter's going to wake all of you up.
What's going on?
I think Rose lost it.
That's what it sounds like.
To be fair, Rose may have never had it, but
Look who's talking.
I'll come over there, Stell. I'll
My
put you
gosh.
back in that bottle.
Okay, never mind.
Rose, you okay?
I've never been better. She's wiping away the tears from her eyes as she's looking at the figurines And she just looks at Echo and smiles. I think I understand now.
Okay.
It's
This is about the enlightenment thing?
well, it's not just myself. It's just no. It's difficult to put into words, but she smiles at Echo like, and just says, I'm no longer interested in Mr. What was his name? I've already forgot his name. Mr. Mr. Shadow Scar's deal. It's just change. There's no such thing as death. It's difficult to put into words. There is no self. Change is inevitable. And they're always with me.
I think you're right. I mean,
No, it's just
everything you said makes sense. I mean, I may not understand it the way that you understand it,
it's,
but yes, I think everything you said makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I am them. They live on through me. Their love for me was real. And just because they're not here anymore does not mean that energy doesn't still exist within me. And it took me a while to understand what the words mean, because my master would tell me that all the time. That, this is because this is, that is not, because this is, then that is. Because this is not, then that is not. But I finally understand what it means.
Glad.
No, it's just she she reaches out into the her book and pulls out one of the sheets of paper and just looks at Echo and just asks him, like, look at this. What do I have in my hand right now?
A piece of paper?
Yes, but also no. I have everything in my hand right now.
Your hand's pretty empty, Doc. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly. No, that is exactly right. It is empty.
Yeah, I think Echo's going to start laughing too. Probably because he doesn't understand. He knows it makes perfect sense, but he doesn't understand.
Yeah, you can keep that empty hand. I'm gonna keep a full hand, thank you. That means I guess all your gold's coming to me now. Awesome.
No, not necessarily.
Hey, I'm just saying, you're.
Okay, but did this realization of yours require having a near exact replica of me?
Oh, these? Oh, I just make these because it was a hobby of mine. I find it fun.
Okay.
Do you want it?
No.
She picks up the little figurine of Stell.
No, she's shaking her head. She seems creeped out by it.
Yeah, like she has figurines of everybody. There's an elf.
It's just the fact that the Stell one is completely life-sized and scarily accurate.
Like, she points at the three older ones. These three. See, that's Valerian, that's Fontescue, and that's Valentina. Those are among my siblings. And then these I started making when I started adventuring with everybody. This one's Gerald. You never met him, but he was a funny guy. And of course, everyone else you've met. But yeah, it's just something I like to do in my spare time when I'm waiting for all of you to wake up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, all you non-elves sleep a lot. I have to find something to do to pass the time.
That's fair.
So, let's go ahead and start this process, I guess. If we're done sleeping, maybe get some breakfast, and then we'll start this process.
Oh, do you want to transform?
I mean, whatever it is, I'm going to attune to the items. I don't think that in itself is going to do anything, but I am going to attune to the items. Let's go ahead and get breakfast.
Yeah.
I mean, it. Thinking about your situation with Amarazi is also what led me to this conclusion. It just there's no such thing as death. So really, you should do it because you won't die.
Saying
Yeah.
there's no such thing as death when we are friends with Cecilia and Kato is really funny to me.
It's it's not the same as most people understand it. Imagine she's gonna use a minor illusion. She's never actually had an opportunity to use this, so she's gonna wave her hand, and she's gonna use minor illusion to make a visualization of a pond, like a 5'5" cube, like a pond. So imagine what would happen if I dropped a rock into this water.
Do we go into the water?
Well, what would happen?
Does it sink?
Not to the rock. To what would happen? There would be ripples, right?
Yes.
Waves. So she's going to change it so like a rock drops in, and she's going to recast it to make ripples in the water. Now imagine you're one of those waves. From your perspective, you were born when that rock hit the water, and you can see into the future, and you can see what's going to happen, and you can see that you're going to eventually hit the shore, and you're going to die. Your existence is going to end. But the wave is water, and the water is wave. Even when the wave ceases to be, it's still water. Its existence still continues. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Stell looks a little. I don't think befuddled is the right word, but like. No, touched is the right word. That's the one I'm looking for.
I see.
It's okay.
Echo nods. Echo nods. He knows Rose is trying to explain this to Stell, but yeah, Echo kind of nods and then starts getting ready for breakfast.
Yeah, emptiness.
He doesn't think that Stell's ever going to get it.
Emptiness is form, and form is emptiness. And in this example, form is the wave, and emptiness is the water. It's okay. It took me a century to get it. Still.
I feel like I get it vaguely, which honestly, I do think I didn't need to hear this.
So, but back to Amarazi's. That's why I think you should do it, Echo. Because like I said, I don't think you'll die. You may change, but that's inevitable.
Yeah, I think you're correct. I think there's definitely going to be a change. So,
Man, I have to rethink my entire life choices.
You're better off not doing that. Just keep moving on with life and pretend it never happened.
can any of us cook anymore? I don't remember who can cook. Is it Stell that can cook?
Oh,
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't really have resources on us, I think.
Yeah, I just have rations.
But I have the ability to cook. If we can get food.
Actually, I'm
Okay.
out of. I gave up all my rations a long time ago. Now I'm looking.
I've got plenty. No, I've got plenty of rations. So
Wasn't there a town near here?
Yeah, there's the circle of hops.
it's kind of a farm. It's kind of a settlement, more of a farm settlement,
Hmm.
a compound.
Yeah, they don't really have like a lot of resources other than alcohol.
I see.
No, I do remember the alcohol they gave us was pretty bad. I was actually honestly pretty disappointed. It's the hacienda of hops. They should have like good alcohol, right? But whatever. I'm
Maybe
sorry.
Let's see if we can get to some sort of town. Because one, I do want to try and get a legend lore scroll for Amor to try and use. And two, well,
What do you want to
Reverse
use? What do you want to use the legend lore on?
Mr. Shadowscar.
Oh, yeah. So
mean,
that's a good question. Even after we go through this process, where do we want to go next? I mean, we still have a lot of things to do, a lot of things on our list. Where are we heading from here?
Well, there's something.
I'm assuming we aren't just going to be able to walk right up to Vackerdam and bop him on the head a few times.
No. We probably need the sword. Then
Probably
we go walk up to him and bop him on the head a few times.
Sword, right.
We don't even know how to find him. Yeah, right now.
There is something I would like to do while we're still in the Rix. I promised Mr. Verm that I would get some Ivrixium tulip seeds for him, or Ivrixium tulips or the seeds. Either one would work. And this is the only place you can get them. I was hoping to talk to one of the people at the Hacienda of Hops about it, and if I have any guests, they're going to tell me I'm going to have to go to Pearl Sanctuary, which is should be interesting, but
Okay.
I did promise him I'd do that for him, and I'd like to follow through on my promise if at all possible.
Okay. We could start with that.
You know what? With finding the sword, I could try and use commune with nature. No, not that one. Divination. The one we used to find you in the first place.
Well, we already
Mhm.
know it's in Garden Soil. Someone there has it.
Oh,
Yeah, one of the people there has that sword.
oh, it's not in like some ancient crypt or anything. Someone just has it.
I think so. It's in Garden Soil. That's what we know, and it's
Well, we know that the person took it to Garden Soil.
so it's probably around there. But well, there's a lot of stuff we could find out. But first, let's see what happens with Echo here. I kind of want to see what happens when he uses all 3 of the artifacts, or 4. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead, Eric, and start this process. He will-
Awesome. You get to choose which item are we attuning to first, because each one takes 30 minutes.
I feel like we should probably. I feel like you should probably be fed before you go replacing your eyes and heart.
Do I have to pluck your eyes out first?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Echo's just going to eat some beef jerky, some out of his rations. We don't have a whole lot to cook, so he's going to spend a few
Okay.
minutes doing that while he's looking at these artifacts, and he's going to start with the left eye of
All right.
Omarazi.
Good.
He's going to unattune from the ring of invisibility.
Ooh. All right. So as you unattune from the ring of invisibility, you become invisible. And you start the process of attuning to the left eye. As you hold it up to the eye socket, you feel it begin to slide into your head. With a gentle pop, your existing eyeball bursts. The fluid streams down your cheek. The lens slides coolly across there to your chin, where it will drip off and clink onto the floor as your eye is replaced by the left eye of Amarirosi.
I don't want to see any more of that.
Well, you never seen someone's eye get popped?
I have. It's not good to look at. I think.
Makes
Yeah,
me
that
want
is
to
a-
hate.
Echo, can I have that eye?
You can.
I mean, in case I ever need to true resurrect you or something like that, I'll have an eye to use.
I guess you can have what. Yeah, you can have what's left of it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, in case I need it.
Shouldn't
Hamer's gonna grab the remnant of the eye and put it in the side pouch of his haversack.
if it's
Are you
being
gonna
held for
put it in a vial or something? It's just
Okay. I'll put it in the bottle that I found Stella in that I drink all the wine out of, and put it in the side pouch of my haversack.
Tickle it. Yeah.
Very well.
if it's being held
You
for
have the
purpose
remains of
true
Echo Rex's
resurrection-
left eye.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that to my character sheet.
If it's being held for the purposes of true resurrection, if I get good enough, I might be able to do that eventually.
now that I think about it, Cecilia still has a vial of my blood. Don't know how I feel about that.
That's fun.
It's just out there.
Yeah. Next time we get the horn, I'm gonna make her give it back to me. Or next time we use the horn. I think she still has it. Anyways, that didn't hurt, did it, Echo?
Yeah, I think it hurt quite a bit.
You
Yeah.
heal you?
It takes
But
30 minutes of blinking before you're going to gain vision in this eye.
Does
yeah,
it look different than his normal eye?
I can't
Does.
see anything.
From your perspective, instead of having a normal white of the eye with a golden iris, it is a golden eye with a black slit of a draconic iris.
Yeah. Once you get the other one in and you match, it's going to be quite a handsome look on you, Echo.
I hope so. I'm kind of stuck with it. I still can't see anything yet.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's really disappointing if it just doesn't work.
After 30 minutes of adjustment, you will gain the ability to look through this eye, as you are attuned to the left eye of Emery Rosie.
Okay. I'll take a few minutes to get comfortable, kind of get used to it. And now I'm going to attune to the right eye. I'm going to unattune from the shard, the astral shard, which is like my favorite thing in the world. I love that shard.
What does it do? The astral shard?
It's a teleport when he casts meta magic.
Whenever you use meta magic, it lets you teleport instantly 30 feet. I have found so many cool combos that I can use with that. Yeah, to get out of all kind of mess. So, but yeah, so I'm going to unattune to that, and I will attune to the right eye of Amorosi.
All right. As you hold the eyeball of the right eye of Emery Rosie up to your head, it slides into your skull with a pop. Your right eye dribbles down your right cheek, the lens sliding down as the flesh and the optic nerve pop free of your skull. It plops sickeningly into the floor.
Amber also walks over and grabs that eye too.
Just mix them together.
All right. It takes 30 minutes for you to adjust to the right eye of Emery Rosie and gain vision through that eye.
Okay.
A lot of blinking, a lot of burning, and a golden eye with a black slit in it in his head.
Yay, now you match. I do like the symmetry.
Yeah, this probably looks a lot more normal, I'm sure.
Sweet Artist Rose, you get the distinct feeling that you can't hide from him anymore.
Well, he told me what it does, so yeah, no, I can't. Though, actually, I think maybe I could, under the right circumstances.
Yeah.
If
your hide skill is what I have to beat your hide skill, but it would be pretty hard.
And I'd have to do it while not touching the ground. Wait, is it tremor sense or I forget.
Blind sight is like tremor sense.
Yeah, under the right circumstances, I might be able to do it, but my normal tricks wouldn't work, which is annoying. But it's not like I have to hide from you.
Yeah, don't hide from me. It probably is an advantage. And here's the part that's gonna suck, like balls. So I'm gonna unattune from the Bloodwell vial.
Oh, okay.
Here's probably the moment of truth, and I'm going to attune to the heart of Amorosi.
Yelling at the ready.
Yeah, I'm watching this with interest. I'm taking notes.
As you take the heart and you hold it against your chest, it forms a warm glow in the center of your chest, like a warm hug, and then it begins to slide inside you, shrinking to about the size of a kobold heart. out. It disappears inside your chest, but still glows. You can all see this glow through his clothing as the heart pulses once, twice, and Echo Rex falls to the floor, unconscious.
I cast Cure Wounds.
You cast Cure Wounds? Okay. As you cast Cure Wounds, Echo, you begin coughing. There's something stuck in your throat. You should roll a Constitution saving throw, please. Echo Rex.
I see the problem.
With a 22, Echo Rex, you cough up your heart as it slides up out of your mouth and onto the floor. It beats once and then deflates there on the floor. You've
So
attuned to the heart of Emery Rosie.
That's rather,
So should we?
yeah, that's
have
rather
that for-
disturbing.
So should we grab that for regeneration purposes?
I guess. So let's put it in a jar. I can keep it in the haversack. We'll put it in a jar and I'll keep it in the haversack.
Yeah, that way,
Yeah.
just in case anything happens, having it spread apart in case we need to resurrect them. Also, just not letting other people have this essence.
Yeah.
It might be able to
Yes.
do something with it, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll take one of the. I guess I'll take like a. Well, maybe just a vial. I guess potions are vials. They're not really bottles or jars, are they?
No, they're just like test tube vials or small bottles. I have one somewhere. I actually have one.
Yeah. I'd like to put this in a
Okay.
jar, but I don't think I have a jar. I have to look through my inventory.
A heart is way too big to fit in inside of a potion vial.
Yeah, I would
In
think
a
so.
kobold heart.
Let's see, what do I have?
And wrap it up. I can just wrap it up, I guess, and then we'll put it in the haversack. Maybe later on we can find something more appropriate to store it. As weird as that is.
I've got some random pouches, but can't say I have anything that's accurate.
Right.
I'm going to give you guys 24 hours before that thing starts to smell bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
probably
nice.
gonna have to put that in preservative fluid. I mean, I guess there's always alcohol.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, that town.
You mentioned alcohol, and Brad's like, got it.
I'm sure the House of Hobbs has containers at the very least, you know?
Okay. I mean, I imagine I feel different, quite a bit different.
Yeah, very different.
I do have access to quite a bit of knowledge and ability.
In fact, you recall being killed. You recall your head falling into Ivrix. And the last thing you saw was Vagradan flying away towards the southeast, carrying your body as your head fell.
Agradan's greatest advantage: he has more than one head.
That is an advantage.
Riding on the back of Vagradan, there's a figure about 8 feet tall, dressed in a green robe with a black and green frill on his head. He watches the head fall. Children's shadow scar is riding Vagradan.
Do that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Okay.
somewhere you are missing the body of Amaria Rosie. You have both eyes, the heart, the soul, and the horn of Amaria Rosie. You now have access to all of his memories, all of his knowledge, as it was at the moment of his death. Gain advantage on all history checks, period, as far as up to the point of Emerosi's death.
Yeah. Let's go outside, because now it's time to figure out, what's really going to happen. Let's step outside.
Well, yeah. If you turn huge, I don't want to get squished in here. All right.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem, but just in case, let's go see what's going on.
All right. Rose, you coming?
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot the map is still up. Oops. Might want to take a few steps back for this one.
Echo closed the door.
How long does it last when you turn into the dragon?
So it lasts until somebody defeats the dragon, until somebody kills it, and then theoretically I will come back and not have the ability to transform for another 7 days. So how do you lose the relics then? If you're fully dead? Yeah, so if somebody kills me, Echo Rex, and I'm not revivified within within 24 hours, then that's it. I'm dead, and the artifacts are all scattered.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Which one is it? One of the artifacts tells that process. I think it's the heart. Should you die while being attuned to the items, and you're not revived within 24 hours, the heart automatically casts reincarnation on the body, and the artifacts are scattered all over the place.
Reincarnation. You'd look really funny. You'd look really funny as a dwarf.
Well, the thing is, I'm not so sure that. See, I think the way this thing works is Echo will cease to exist, and that reincarnation will actually, if I do become a dwarf, I'll be a dwarf somewhere else with another name and another identity. I don't think I will come back as a dwarf. I think that's how I got here to begin with, as a kobold. The last airbender was probably, an elf. I don't know. That's the only analogy I can think of. Is there's several of these guys in the past, and I'm just the current one. If I die, then the artifacts are scattered, and
Well, it must have been a while ago, because Kato had been sitting in that temple for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it fell to you.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what would happen if it was someone a lot less responsible. Imagine if it was Amer.
Well, let's see. Let me see. I want to read this real quick, make sure. As an action, okay. So, Eric, I'm gonna just basically, as an action, I'm going to think about Amarazi, all that I know about him, and I'm going to speak his name in Draconic and make the transformation to see what happens. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Cool. You activate that ability. The heart surges within you. You feel a fire inside you. You feel like your body is ready to change. You guys look at him and Echo, a burp is coming up. I need you to roll a d10, please.
Okay.
With a 6. It's a pretty nice burp. Spicy with a little bit of fire that comes out of your nostrils. And then you shift.
we're just all standing there awkwardly while we're just. Oh. Oh,
There we have it.
I thought he'd be a lot bigger.
Yeah, well, okay. To be honest,
pretty big.
So did I, but positive encouragement.
That's huge, isn't it? I think that's.
There's so many.
Still take the inspiration.
I'm about to say.
With pleasure.
When the girl says, I thought he'd be bigger. Positive encouragement.
The smallest, yeah.
Well, he's a huge creature. I mean,
yes.
Echo's a huge creature. So how do I feel? How does Amarazi feel? Or what is the mental state of our being at the moment?
You are Echo Rex with the knowledge and histories, the memories of Emery Rosie. You are not Emery Rosie. You simply have most of their powers.
Oh, okay.
So, are you? Is Echo still in there?
And Echo will speak in his normal voice. He's like, yes, evidently this is the transformation. This is
complete?
This is it.
Just correct?
Yeah, I have all the memories and knowledge of Amarazi, but I'm still Echo.
I see. Well, that's a weight off our chests or backs. How does the price go?
So
I'm gonna hop onto his back. Echo, I gotta say, we've killed dragons way bigger than you right now.
I'm going to show you guys a picture of the dragon. There you go.
hey, this is the best I've felt my whole life. I mean, I don't know. I'm a pretty big ass dragon.
Though, yeah. So yeah, how he's huge. So what is that like? He's about 30 feet long ish.
15 to 20.
15 to 20. It's like 20 feet long. Okay. I mean, yeah. I guess going from kobold size to this size is a pretty big difference.
Oh yeah.
There is a downside.
Yeah.
And the downside is that while you are in this form, you cannot cast spells.
Yes, I do realize that. So there are some things I wanted
socials. You don't get access to your sorcery points. You don't get access to any of that stuff.
Yeah. Let's see.
What's really funny is that since we leveled up last session, I also got access to the spell Draconic Transformation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which is
that's good.
Hilarious.
So we can fight you two in the
I
battle.
almost took Draconic Transformation at one point, but so here's the thing. So what I was trying to think, because I knew I would lose access to my spell casting ability, so I was trying to think, okay, what's my role going to be? I think he becomes the tank. I mean, I think
you're kind of a dragon.
Yeah, you're a dragon, so you become the tank and the center of attention for the battle. So, it's a different play style than what Echo does, but yeah, I think that's the way to go. Now, one thing
And you
Can
can't
I?
you can't switch between them willingly. It is literally
Well-
just the only way out of it is if you get killed.
Well, that's something I'm going to try in just a minute. First, I wanted to. Yeah. So let's try that. Rose, I know you want to fly, but give me a second. I want to try something else before we fly.
All
Because I
right.
want to see if I can carry the party on my back. I don't know if I can carry the whole party. I'm pretty strong, but I don't know if I'm that strong. So adult dragons can shape change into humanoid form
Mm-hmm.
or a beast form.
Yeah,
Can
I'm
I
going to
shape
go ahead and
change?
I'm going to caution you here. If you choose
Yep.
to do so, the trigger with this is you will return back to your normal form, and the ability will be set on recharge.
Oh, recharge for 7. Okay, that's what I was trying to understand is what the process there was for. Okay, all right.
So
That
you
makes
can go
sense.
back to Echo form,
Right.
but then you lose access to the dragon form for the
Right.
cooldown.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. If it happened, if it worked like that, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That works. That works. All right. I want to see how many of these guys I can carry on my back. If I can fly with any of them on my back.
Okay.
He has a strength of 27.
I need an insight check from Sweet August Rose.
Sure. This is a great idea.
You at least got a 10. Just saying.
You know, if you want to do this, you should probably stay low. Like,
Oh, yeah. You
yeah,
don't want to
where.
bring too much attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's. This is the land of assassins, and
Yeah.
a lot of political
So-
intrigue. It's
So I just wanted to see if it was possible. I don't guess. Yeah, maybe this isn't the way to travel.
No, not here. Maybe somewhere else, but definitely not here. Like, I don't know. Maybe Reston. That no one cares over there.
Okay. Um.
Yeah, if you
Hey,
want to be the. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brendan. What are you gonna say?
Oh, I gotta update my.
If you want to be the tank, the advance. With level up, I got stone skin for magic as well.
Okay.
So with your
Wow.
with your hit points, stone skin, you would be a force up front.
I didn't think about that. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm going to draw too much attention right now. Maybe we use this as our whenever we get in trouble. Kind of like we do when we cast, when we blow the horn and
Well, yeah,
Ceciliato.
it's definitely.
Ceciliato shows up.
I mean, it's definitely a good ace up your sleeve. But the thing is, don't you have to wait like a week before you can do
You have
this
to wait-
again?
I have to wait 7 days. But I mean, I can trounce around through the forest as a dragon for a couple hours.
Yeah, sure, if you want to.
I just don't know how people are going to react when they see me. So
Yeah, I know. I mean, you have to switch back at some point. So
Yeah.
what's the
Fine.
utility?
If anyone asks, you're just a very big drake.
a very big kobold.
If anyone asks, you're an R&B artist, and we're going on a world tour.
I feel like that would work if any of us played instruments.
You're bard. Yeah.
Hey, I can play an instrument. Give me an instrument.
She's gonna check her bag. I feel like she actually has an instrument on her.
All right. So where do you guys want to go?
Still tosses you a flute.
Well,
Still has a
the-
flute.
Yep, she has a flute. I checked.
Yeah.
the nearest place to go is, like I said, the Hacienda of Hops.
I thought I could call your bluff. It was not a bluff.
All right. Aimer, with a 19 performance, you belt out a tune on a flute.
Huh.
Who knew that Aimer would be really good at blowing on a flute?
He's a very skilled person.
Phrasing. I love it.
Like hot cross buns and a recorder.
Intentional phrasing.
Well, let's go. I know you want to collect those seeds, and I think we're gonna.
Well, like I said, also they would have knowledge of anyone who's been poking around the area.
Okay. And I'll transform before we get there. I'll transform back in to Echo. I don't think we want to draw too much attention right now, but while we're traveling, I'll stay like this.
Okay. Cool.
How
So,
often can you switch between forms?
So I can stay in this form indefinitely, but once I transform back into Echo, then it's another 7 days, just like the horn. It'll be 7
Okay.
days before I can do it again.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, Echo's kind of deadly on his own, so
Yeah.
he's not a tank, but he's pretty stout. Yeah.
oh, you guys headed out into the jungle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So you guys head out jungle. Awesome. As you make your way away from the temple, realize that it's now too late to make that deal with Children Shadow Scar, and you're probably being scryed on. As Echo Rex, you can see the scrying sensor following you guys along.
Okay.
Well, hey, now that you have the memories of Rosie, do you know anything about that Shadow Scar guy?
You know, that's a good point. If he was on the back of, if he was on the back of Vagardan during the battle, I should know something, right?
Yep. Roll your history check.
All right.
With advantage.
With
Wait, he was on-
advantage.
Wait, he was on the back of Vagardan during a battle?
Oh, did you actually tell that to everyone, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't keep that secret.
Oh.
Yeah, he was with Vagardan when
Well,
Amarazi
we
was
could have.
killed.
Okay, well, that.
I mean,
Okay.
I didn't know that yesterday, but I know that today.
Got it.
So, Children's Shadow Scar was the mage in charge of summoning Vagardan to defeat Emery Rosie. He did so in order to provide himself with a power base to eliminate Emery Rosie as a threat. Vagardan is his tool that he collected power from other sources to summon. Children Shadow Scar, Vagardan's boss. Vagardan answers to his commands.
Huh.
Damn.
So, do you know anything about him?
Well, I know that.
Other thing you know is that when you died, Emery Rosie, or at least when Emery Rosie died, I should say. I'm trying to get the phrasing right here. You died in Ivrix, directly over the spot where your skull was left, and the body was flown southeastward. Doldrin's Island.
My question here now, I'm wondering, it just dawned on me a little bit.
Wait, is Echo recounting all this information to us?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, okay. We were really okay. Smart idea to not accept his offer then. Okay.
I thought is why did he set everything up for portals to all the relics?
Yeah. If he built that place, why set it up so that? Huh.
Hmm. Maybe Amarazi. Maybe Amarazi is something he like.
Maybe he wants them to fight.
Well,
No, because he said he didn't want the.
maybe it's. I mean, I don't know anything about magic or reincarnation or any of this stuff, but maybe Amarazi's so powerful, like it has to be this way.
So, Eric, is there any
Yes.
recollection of Amarazi setting up a failsafe? You know, is this some magic? He had a get out of jail free card if something was to
Roll a
happen and he died.
second history check. The ghosts that were in the temple are all of Maria Rosie's best friends.
Oh,
They went to the temple and they set up the teleportation circles. They died in the attempt to do so.
oh,
Oh, so they weren't him.
no,
They were
no.
not Maria Rosie. They were Maria Rosie's loyal followers and people who sought to bring Maria Rosie back. Each of them found where the relics were located and set up a teleportation circle to that place for when the reincarnation arrived. They are now imprisoned there by Duldrin Shadowscar in the prison that he has made for the skull and the relics. They're
Yeah,
stuck
I'm
there
looking.
because of him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting this guy again. Okay, that's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that.
So if Vagran answers to him, that probably means he's stronger than him.
Not
Yeah,
necessarily.
not
Well,
necessarily, but he definitely commands him.
Given
yeah,
how Vagran is, from what we know, if he was stronger than the other guy, he would probably turn on him.
Maybe he can't. After all, like just because a king commands an army of knights doesn't mean the king is individually mighty.
I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's a pushover. I mean, the kind of magic he demonstrated just talking to us was pretty impressive from what I understand. But oh well, just adding him to the list of people we have to murder.
Yeah. Okay.
As you make your way along, it's about a 2-hour walk to the House of Hops. As you approach, you want
So
to come in as
before
a
we,
dragon?
before we ever get close, before we ever get close, I'm gonna have to make I'm gonna have to change back to Echo.
All right. As you transform back into Echo Rex, the world around you seems enormous, and you feel small.
Ah, there we go. Back to being thigh high.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I like it the other way better, but for some reason it makes more sense to. Okay. One day, I'll make the transformation and probably won't switch back.
All right. Well, you guys walk up to the House of Hops. As you walk up, you see gardens and doors are closed, but you can hear frivolity within. I'm going to go ahead and put you on that battle map. That's fun to do. Oh,
Excuse me, is it beer o'clock?
you hear a voice, always!
Like I said, who's got the best beer? I'm coming to sample.
In the bar!
Isn't the bar at the bottom right, if I remember correctly? I think it's down here.
Some people go looking through. I'm just jumping. Wrong way. Aha. That was the right way.
Ah, yeah, jump across that little
This is the
creek.
bar. Amer pokes through the window. This is the bar, right?
Yeah, come on in!
Amer just teleports. Basically, I'm just he's gonna teleport into this chair. He's already sitting down. He looks over at the guy next to him. He's like, "I'll have whatever he's having."
Uh-huh! He wants the black ale. So how can I help you today, dude? Yeah. Yeah, you're from the other day, like a couple weeks back, right?
Yeah. Right now, I'm just thirsty though.
Here, take mine. He hands you his cup, and he gets a fresh one from the waitress who comes by.
Amer just drinks it.
It is strong, with a capital K.
Oh. Hammer goes, "Ooh, this is some good stuff."
Its Echo Rex is lost in the village.
Yeah, he kind of is.
I mean, it's a
that,
charming
or
place.
he's poking around.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, huh? Not that I
didn't
would
see
put
which- I
things
didn't see
all
which
over
way.
the place.
I didn't see which way he went. There's a lot of walls here.
There are a lot of walls. There's a lot of windows, too. Maybe you should find one to look through. For the record, you can hear Amer drunkenly shouting from in here.
Yeah, I found the group.
Okay. Cool.
I don't remember where the rest of them came, but I came for a drink.
So, what can I do you for? As he taps glasses and takes a big swig.
Well, I mean, you remember why we were here last time? We were looking for that giant pyramid out in the jungle.
Yeah. Did you ever find it?
Oh yeah. It was pretty interesting. We've been camping out there for the last.
Oh, bullshit. There's nothing interesting about that place.
Well, that's what we wanted to talk to you guys about, because I'm sure you've noticed. This is your home. You notice when strangers are about
Oh, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
poking their noses around.
Yeah, like you guys.
Exactly.
Yep.
Has there been anyone else, poking around that temple while, we were working there? We were really distracted. We
You mean since
missed
the
a lot
last
of
time you
stuff.
were here?
Yes.
Well, let's see. The guys from the Silvergrass Hacienda came by. They got kind of wasted. They said they were going over there for a favor for the House of Tulips. Not sure exactly what that's about, but you know what they say: loose lips sink ships.
Did one of them smell like Kush?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's Bodhi Dharma. Yeah,
Yeah, they were poking around.
he's from Palilla.
Oh, good to know. So that was, they must have been the first ones then. Yeah.
Well,
they were the ones.
And there was with them. Well, Calatrix was with them. You know Calatrix, right? Yeah, everyone knows Calatrix.
Do I
And
do I know
then
do I know Calatrix? I don't know if I've ever heard that name before.
roll a history check.
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay.
I'll just nod along like I do know who the hell he's talking about.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason I don't see the die roll. It didn't come through. Oh well, whatever.
I rolled a
Oh,
7,
yeah.
so
Cool. Oh, there it is. It just was slow. All right, with the 7, you do not know Calatrix. Well, there's Calatrix and all of her students. So yeah, they went there and they came back like a field trip type thing, I guess, just to see it. There was that girl that came through. Tall, short, thin, fattish. You know what I mean.
Indescribable?
Oh no, easily an 8. I would have bet her if she would have let me. But she came in here and she actually asked about you guys.
Huh?
Yeah. 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 Specifically, Blondie here.
Well, why was I afraid you're gonna say that? What?
Yeah. Well, they bought us all sorts of things. Like she brought me gold and she brought some hops from overseas. Never seen them. They're as big as my thumb. Really interesting.
Those seas are pretty far away.
Yeah.
Like real far away.
And you know what they say, information has a price. And you didn't tell us not to tell anybody. So figured that instead of making them trudge through the jungle trying to find tracks, we'd make a quick buck.
So was that just like a couple days ago?
What day's today?
I don't know. What is today?
Turns around. What day is today? And the people in the place look around. The waitress comes over. It's Thursday. Oh, so would have been Monday, I think.
So a few days ago.
Depends on my hangover.
All right. Did she happen to maybe like have an accent, like maybe like a Bourbon accent?
No, what's a Bourbon accent? See, I ain't never left Ivrix. Sorry. What? Black ale gets to you if you don't eat enough. One charge.
I'm just trying to think of any
No,
other way.
That's a failure. It only recharges
that's
on
a
a 2.
Oh, okay. No, that's a success. Okay. Oh, but it seemed like she had one of those tulip accents.
Right. Okay.
You know, the hoity-toity ones. They're all stuck up and courtesan-ish. You know, they like to get you in bed and then kill you slowly. At least that's the rumor.
Yeah.
I've
who
never
doesn't?
been killed by one softly. I mean, you know, that's exactly what they say happens over there.
Yeah,
Of course, how much truth is to that, I can't really say.
yeah, you know what they say. They strum your faith with their fingers and kill you softly.
What? Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Right.
Okay. So other than her and, you know, Calatrix's
Yeah.
students, you haven't noticed anyone else?
Well, there's the guy who came back from the place just after you left here. Shady fellow, big red hat.
Does that sound familiar to you guys at all?
What race was he?
Looked human, I guess. He just came through and said, hey, if they ask for me, tell them that the rose will be plucked. I don't know what that means.
So he came through right after we left?
Yeah.
I look at Echo and I was just, do you think that was the person who summoned that black dragon we killed? I'm sorry, not black dragon, obsidian dragon.
Yeah, Yeah, possibly. Chances are that wasn't their true form anyway.
Probably.
Chances are, yeah, they were. Yeah.
Red hat.
Hmm.
Out of curiosity, though, the girl who was looking for me, she have like maybe a little darker hair than me, similar color eyes.
No. Oh. She was thin fattish, like red hair. Like, crimson.
Crimson.
Yeah, not like Ginger. Not like Toby over there. But like actually red.
Wow. It's very distinctive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about. Can I roll history?
You can roll history.
Yeah.
The 23, you do not recall anyone matching this description.
Well,
Of course,
if they're
this description is extremely vague.
yeah, no,
He said it was an 8. That's what I was. An 8 with red hair.
Yeah.
and I'm trying to think because the only thing we know about the person who was poking around the temple was that they were wearing Cervantes or Bourbon style boots, and I don't think these people know what those look like.
And I'm going to go ahead and give you the free insight check of an 8 with beer goggles could be anything.
Right. Well, you have been helpful.
Oh, that's what
Ish.
we do here. Yep. I got a question for you, though.
Sure, you've been more.
Tell me
than-
if I've been prying. How much does a fairy drink?
Huh?
That's. I look at Stell. Probably not that much. A thimbleful, maybe.
Well, we've accomplished what we wanted to. It's kind of like the end of a contract. Why don't you try some? And Brendan's gonna grab an ale and pound it.
Great question. I don't know. I don't think you guys should.
Start with a thimble, and then 2 thimbles, and
Brendan's gonna
Still,
pound
are
another
you-
one and grab a cup of it. Say, Still, why don't you just go swim in it?
that's not a good idea.
That's Brendan's dream.
You want to know what happened last time I entered anything with alcohol in it?
Oh, we'll be here to make sure you don't get stuck.
Well, I mean, it's a cup, but it was a joke. Are
you trying to kill Stell, Brennan?
I'm just trying to have a good time as he slams another empty one down.
The rest of the people in the pub are currently trying to match Brennan for drinks.
I mean, if anyone could do it, it's gonna be them.
Oh no, they're already drunk. Like Brennan's
Ah.
got them hit in spades. But still, are you going to drink?
If there's anything my size,
Someone will put together a shot glass that looks to you, relatively, to be a very large, big gulp.
yeah, a shot. In my head, thinking about the size of a shot glass, this is probably like a fucking barrel to her.
Yeah.
Go on, Still. Come on.
Did I piss off any redheads lately?
Hey, I'm gonna gesture at Aimer to turn on the Aimer talkie.
Okay, Aimer puts on the Aimer talkie.
Yeah, because well, I just over the psychic waves, I'm just gonna be like, well, I don't know if she was asking for you.
Can I cast Enlarge Reduce on the shot glass? Is that how that works?
You may do that in this case.
But if
Alright.
she's the Cervantes booted person who is following us, so I don't know if she's after you or me. But
Well,
if she's Cervantes related, she may be a doppelganger. In which case, she can change form.
I mean,
Give me
I
just
will-
a second to find out what Stell's doing. We'll
Oh, yeah,
get
yeah,
back
yeah.
to the discussion here.
Oh yeah,
So
no.
Stell casts Enlarge Reduce on the shot glass. I'm assuming to reduce it.
yeah.
Okay.
To like actual like cup sized for her.
Awesome. Cool. What else would you like to do, Stell?
I would like to Arcana check to see if this would not be taking in this entire thing of alcohol by the time the spell runs out.
Roll your Arcana check. Need to beat a DC
Oh, whoops.
11. I guess it's actually DC 12 because it's a. All right, so you don't know.
Oh, that's lovely.
Brennan, if you're gonna tell everyone the story, you at least gotta tell them that I'm the future war chief. Okay,
He's a-
like
She look actually no, she comes up with something else in her Arcana check. She looks really unsure about drinking this because she's not sure if it's going to like apply
Yep.
itself later and just be all this alcohol at once in its normal size.
Uh-huh.
But she looks a little concerned about it, and then she just goes,
Yep.
Oh wait, I have restoration.
and she just downs it.
All right. So you drink a shot glass worth of alcohol. You didn't ask what type of alcohol they had put in there.
Excellent.
So the bourbon that they put in there burns your eyes, your nostrils, your throat. It goes down and then has this warm fuzzy that goes down into a fairy's tummy. Please roll a Constitution saving throw of a DC 16. You are perfectly fine and hold your liquor. You're not drunk.
Ah,
She
I
had
feel
to,
it.
she had to
I feel it there,
restart.
Stell.
ah, it's good.
The
now.
dwarf next to you looks at you and, oi, not a buzz, not a thing. She's standing on her 2 feet and flying straight. Pour another.
What? Was that an achievement?
They pour you another drink. Would you like to take another drink, Stell?
Sure, she's very bad at peer pressure.
Another Constitution saving throw. Gonna be DC
I also
16.
need to use another spell slot and large reduce.
Okay.
Aimer
Oh,
will be
wait.
like, I want one too.
Wait, no, it's concentration. Uh-oh.
Yep. All good.
Hold on a minute. So if you stop concentrating on it, does the liquor all of a sudden become bigger in your stomach?
That's
Yes.
what I was worried. Okay, yeah, that's what I was worried about.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's gonna be funny because you're sitting right across from Aimer.
Okay, so she goes to enlarge, reduce the other cup,
Right.
not really thinking and dropping the concentration on the other one. Do I need to make another con save or something?
No, this one fires off. The liquid in your belly comes out of your nose and mouth, spraying clear across Aimer. Aimer, you are dripping with a shot glass worth of alcohol.
Concentration. Like, concentration. Oh, not that.
Aimer just pulls out a handkerchief and wipes himself down. Hey,
Oh.
hey, don't waste good booze.
Aimer just
Still,
Hey,
your
That's not
nostrils are burning because you just took bourbon out the nose.
that's not how that works. It's not how that works.
I think that's exactly how that works.
No, I was talking about the spell. I used to make that my size. Oh god.
Yeah, so anyway,
my
this guy's Prince of the Orcs here.
Prince of the Orcs! They cheer.
Aimer
they-
lifts a drink and goes, Prince of the Orcs!
They
And he's
shout and slap you on the back.
Aimer can't actually get drunk, so we're have protection from poison, but he's definitely partying with them.
Cool. All right. We can gloss over the fact you guys are going to get sloshed, except for Aimer.
Except for me, I
And-
can't.
Yeah.
Still
I'm not-
can't.
Yeah, I don't. They don't have anything my size.
So Stell's probably not going to drink anymore after having
The
blown
incident.
bourbon out your nose. Ah,
Still
Okay.
getting
if you've
white
never
girl
done
weight.
this, please don't. Just saying. Echo, would you participate?
So Echo's going to have like one drink. He doesn't expect to get drunk or anything, but he's going to have one
Right.
drink. There's
Okay.
no chance they have wine or anything here, is there?
Yeah, they have some bottles of cheap ass wine. It's not good.
Yeah.
Not strong
Okay.
at all.
He'll have a
It's a-
regular drink.
Yeah, it's a con save of a 12. Won't be
Okay.
bad. Nailed it.
Very,
It's just what you wanted.
very good. Yeah, and so he's going to participate and be social.
Cool.
He's getting hammered.
Brennan's
He's
getting
going to watch
hammered.
the rest
Got
of it.
it.
Yeah, he's going to watch the rest of them get hammered. We did stay here before, right? We spent the night here one time, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Amer goes, "Hey everyone, watch out when that guy gets drunk. It starts raining."
Oh my god, I could have just reduced the size of a cup.
Yeah.
An empty one.
She's just putting her hands over her face.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
Oh man. All right. So, are there any other questions you want to ask of this group of people?
Hey, by the way, is there any, like, town nearby with any sort of magic shop by chance?
Magic shop. Only magic
Yeah.
shops are going to be in the Pearl Sanctuary or at each of the houses. If you can requisition magic items from each of the houses, each of the haciendas have a equipment specialist. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, actually,
Oh,
never mind. I
uh,
literally just remembered we don't need what I was looking for.
oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm rattled.
Do we?
Oh, no,
are there
that's-
any,
My
are
face
there
is
Perfect
any
burning.
cities in, are
Sorry?
there any cities in Uvrix, or
Yes.
is it
Oh,
just
there's the
yeah.
Pearl Sanctuary.
that's the city?
Yep.
That's the major metropolis, yes. As far as cities, that's the only major one that would be known to Sweet August Rose and most of the people.
So Rose, I know you wanted to get some seeds, right?
Well, I was about to ask them that. So, I ran into one of our associates over in Reston, and he had a little. I'm sorry. What are those? A planter. There we go. He had a small planter with Ivrixian tulips, and unfortunately, some
The
hooligans.
dwarf perks up and suddenly gets really sober.
hmm
Wait a second. Tulips in Reston? No, it couldn't be. What are we saying?
Well,
This?
I was wondering where I might be able to get some of those seeds for Ivrixian
Oh,
tulips.
can't get the seats. Can't get them. It's impossible. But a bulb. Now, if you manage to sweet talk your way with the House of Tulips, they got entire fields of them over there.
Hmm. Well, bulbs would work too. Either would, because I made a promise, and I would like to be able to fulfill it. So
Well,
how would it?
best of
so-
luck.
Hmm.
You know, the tulips, they say, are poisoned.
Well, that kind of goes with the trade, but
Yeah.
so I don't know. I'm from Shu. We're very different. Our practices are very different. Can you tell me about the House of Tulips and why they would not want to part with these flowers so badly?
Oh, well, they, they. He leans in to whisper to you.
Mhm.
They sleep around. and they kill people in their sleep using the poison in the tulips. And he's not being quiet at all. He's being very loud as he's trying to whisper.
At that, Brennan kind of jumps back because he was kind of falling asleep a little bit, and he accidentally shoots web all over this side of the bar.
They look at you. It's all right, lad. Happens to the best of us.
Oh, and you said they sleep around?
Oh, they do the courtesan thing where they find someone who needs to be compromised, and that's their in. Is the House of Tulips ladies? They got the moves, masseuses and personal trainers. That's their infiltration style. They get in good with the locals, and they trick them into letting them into their private estates. At which point, if they need to recover things or steal an item, sorry, not steal an item, but liberate an item from its original owner. Stealing's illegal, you know that. But liberations are perfectly fine. Of course, there's the occasional weeding that happens, a little bit of fertilizing here and there. Whatever needs to happen. And the Biedermeiers report to us that we don't mess with them. Of course, we had some plans with some secret recipes that got stolen, and we got that taken care of. But,
So the House of Tulips, or the Tulip House.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who have access to Evrixian tulips?
That's right. And that's kind of their thing. That's why they're the House of Tulips.
Well, it's Vrix, it's a whole continent, or it's.
Well, yeah, but they keep them flowers really, really secure. If they find one in someone else's possession that isn't supposed to have it, well, they put a personal bounty on you, and they, you get weeded pretty quick. So, if you do go and try to get one, make sure you do it legit wise, unless you want to have the entirety of the House of Flowers at your heels.
Yeah, I just find it very strange.
Why's that?
Well, it's well, Shu, there isn't this kind of political infighting, so I just find it a little. Yeah.
Oh, it's not infighting. It's just power struggle.
Well, exactly. But okay, so where is the nearest House of Tulips?
Oh,
Hacienda?
just over the hill. Just over the hill here. Gotta be 3 miles that way that way.
Oh, okay. That's convenient. That
changes where he's pointing.
Right. I look over at anyone else in the bar who's not as wasted. Can you maybe give us a little bit better directions?
The waitress comes by. It's off to the north, dear.
All right. Well, and they don't have any sort of enmity with people from the House of Roses, do they?
He looks at you. Not normally, but I mean, it's been known to happen. They're not exactly allies, but with all of the Houses of Flowers, you know how we are.
No, I don't.
Well, allies and enemies, they're assigned and dealt with as needed.
Like I said, all this internal strife is very strange to me. But thank you for the information. I'll see what the House of Tulips has to say.
Okay. Well, be careful, and don't step in the flowers.
Oh, I'm always careful.
Won't be a problem for me.
Flood. He face plants directly into the table.
I like him. she says as she's been drinking this whole time, but she can't get drunk, so
For flavor, yes.
yeah, for flavor. But yeah, she's just going to over the radio, or the Aimer talkie radio, just point out that okay, so we found out some things. One, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to try to get some of these flowers, hopefully legitimately, but also we don't know if the person poking around was after me or after Aimer, or perhaps both. The person, this lady who they can't describe, could be one of Keltrus's lackeys, or they could be a Cervantes lackey. In which case, they might have been a doppelganger, and asking about their appearance is, pointless.
Yeah. So
If they are a doppelganger or shape changer or anything like that, I mean,
I
if
would.
we run into them, it'll be good for me.
Well, I'll know it.
Yeah, he can tell now.
Oh, and that works
Yeah.
out well because
It doesn't mean I'll know who they are. I just
Yeah, I
I'll
mean,
know.
it could just be some other random doppelganger. I mean,
Yeah.
there.
As Brennan is checking the map for any secrets.
He's just drunk wandering around.
Oh, I totally
we gotta
understand. I assume he's
So
also marking the jungle.
Yes.
We're gonna stay here tonight, or are we gonna go ahead and go? Have we got time? He said it wasn't very far.
well, how's Brennan doing? Brennan,
You have no idea where he is at the moment.
I mean, Brennan's been wanting. He hasn't gotten drunk, blackout drunk in a while. I look over at the dwarves and all the various people here. Do you mind if we stay the night?
Oh no, we love having company. Make yourselves at home. Bedroom's right through that door over there. What's over here?
Thank you. I mean, I just look over at Echo and I'm just like, might as well let Brennan sleep it off.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. Well, I think that's about as good of a spot to end for tonight because I don't have time to get you through the House of Tulips until next week because that's actually going to be quite a thing. So I hope you guys are enjoying the developments tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I know you got through a lot of lore and figured out a lot of things about where we're going with the adventure. And we'll come back next week and continue the Spirit's End Fellowship and your search for a way to defeat Vagradan, the Cervantes family, Zoran Keltris, avenge the destruction of Brennan's village, and figure out where Stell's place with the Druidic circles belongs here in the material plane.